Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're looking at big gains for North American stock futures right across the board once again. A little bit of positive momentum coming in this morning as Moderna out this morning with a fresh update on their trials for their vaccine candidate, moving the entire market well into positive territory, obviously. We had Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking last evening as well on CBS's 60 Minutes, saying they've done all they can as far as stabilizing the economy at this point, but also said they essentially have unlimited ammunition when it comes to stimulus if needed down the road. So positive momentum to start the new week. We also have markets looking to shake off a little bit of weakness to end last week. We had 2 or 3 days to the downside to end last week as we had some unemployment data. We also had retail sales data out on Friday, 16.4% plunge in retail sales in April in the U.S. That was the main driver to the downside on Friday. Yeah, it's all about the drug makers today. We have Moderna sharply higher, Sorrento Therapeutics, SRNE, also sharply higher, extending gains from Friday's session. They were out on Friday saying that they also had positive data on a trial for their COVID-19 vaccine. It is Monday, May 18th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go, guys. A look at APAC region markets to start here from the overnight session. Pretty mixed overnight. You can see India there with a big move to the downside, 3+% for the Nifty. Australia also in negative territory. Everything else modestly higher. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far in the European landscape. Positive momentum right across the board. Look at Germany there, 4+% to the upside. Everything else nicely higher. Also, let's go to North American markets and we'll have a look at futures here, how they're shaping up. Yeah, almost 3% now for the S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ, well into positive territory. TSX futures here in Toronto kind of lagging a little bit, still trying to get back to break even. Brazil's open trading sharply higher, 3.3% to the upside. Look at crude oil, 9.25% higher to start the new week. Gold also in positive territory. Lots to get to, obviously, to start the new week, guys. It's all about vaccines. Good morning. Welcome to a new week.
Yeah, Moderna saving the day, I guess. So, like, you talk about what was it, like 100 different vaccines are in clinical trials, 8 of human trials, and Moderna comes through going into stage 2 with positive phase 1, and July 3rd target for we're looking at phase 3, and then maybe 2021, early 2021 for the vaccine to be distributed. So it's obviously positive news. The market, almost the entire market rallying off of that. It's going to be a very, very active week. Certainly a lot of the names that we love are going to be in play. I want to quickly jump into the numbers, and one change I'm making with these when I show you guys the top 10 traders from Friday individually, and we'll see what markets they trade. But the number one trader Friday pulled in 33,000 at Day Trade the World. They're trading almost everything when it comes to the U.S. markets, Amex, Toronto, CME, whatever it might be. And then 18,000, number 2, mostly in Europe. Number 3, another European trader, 12,000. 11,400 out of NASDAQ in New York. And then rounding out the top 5, 10,000 again, another European trader. So it really just goes to show here we take advantage of all the different markets at Day Trade the World. A lot of good European traders, in addition to obviously the big volatility we're seeing in the U.S. Today, I think we're going to be sticking to some of those names, Sean.
Yeah, happy Victoria Day to anybody and any of our friends here in Canada, and we'll raise the flag up here. Yeah, Victoria Day now, so we're just chilling out. We're here. It was an easy drive in, to say the least. But yeah, we have Moderna here. I've had multiple opportunities to get in and out of this stock and haven't, so we're going to wait to see. I'm still long on this name, just getting another one right now, waiting just to see what happens on open. We have $86 as a VWAP here. That's where we'll get out if it breaks. We're getting pretty close to that number, but it's been a fun morning trading this name, 6.6 million shares. It's going to be a good one. The NASDAQ now only a couple hundred points away from all-time highs, if you can believe that or not. So don't look outside and think that that's the truth. but everything right now looking rosy, Brendan.
All right, guys, lots to get to. Moderna, obviously, coming up here. We're going to get into our brand new watch list as well. So if you did sign up last week, we did have a few glitches this morning. Our apologies as far as the data is concerned. We'll get that ironed out and fixed for tomorrow. But coming up here in a couple minutes, make sure you have that out and ready to go as we're going to get through that list and talk about all of those names. Before we do that, let's go over and say good morning to Valeria.
Hello everyone and welcome to Trader TV Live. Guys, if you're passionate about day trading, if you want to learn or improve your trades, you're at the right place in the right time. Yes, as Brandon mentioned before, today we sent out our first free watch list. Guys, we will be sending it out every day. So send your request hit the link I sent on the chat and simply put your name and email address and you will be receiving it every morning for free. And as Brandon also said, sorry, we had some technical issues with numbers. We will fix everything for tomorrow. You can consider it as a test watch list, so we'll look what we can improve for you. Also, guys, some of you saying that you didn't receive the watch list. Well, it's been sent out. Just check your spam folders or other, it should be there. And of course, guys, hit the thumbs up. It's already our tradition to get more than 200 likes before the market opens, and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more trading content and receive notifications when we are back on air. I'll see you later. Back to Brandon.
All right, let's jump right into things here. Lots to get to. Again, if you do have the watch list this morning, make sure you have it out and ready to go here. We'll jump right into things. I want to start with Sorrento Therapeutics, big mover from Friday's session. We saw, I think it was around 500 million shares when all was said and done on SRNE by the end of the day. Up another 40-ish% this morning. They came out on Friday and said their antibody candidate for a COVID-19 vaccine had positive results as well. So yeah, we have come back in a little bit here, 36% to the upside now, but $10 even, guys. If you go to a daily time frame, huge level for Sorrento.
Yeah, I was trading this one in the afternoon on Friday, made a bunch, lost a bunch, got back to flat by the end of the day. It was a wild active session. I think the key level, obviously, you're going to go back and look at this 9 even and see that that's been holding kind of a pivot so far this morning. When it broke down, I took 2 shots at shorting this one, and the 870, 860 range immediately got out, big buyers stepping up. There is so much buying volume on this name. It's a very difficult one to try to fade until it really starts to get going. So I am looking at 9 to be a bit of a support. 860 this morning with some big time support as well. Needs to take those out. There was a lot of chop and volume in the $7 to $7.40 range in the afternoon Friday. So if it gets down there, I'd expect even more support. So I am going to look to see if I can fade this one. But until I see it really start to head southbound with some strong action, I'm looking at those levels for some long opportunities in front and not going to get too aggressive with the short.
Yeah, I mean, when these stocks are going nuts here, it becomes an easy one to trade if you're going one direction. You have it, but you got to make sure that you're going the right way. And I'm just going to wait for $10. I mean, $10, it hit there, came back, it got as high as 10.50. I'll just wait till it takes out 10 again. This is just a 3-minute chart, so like Neil mentioned, all these key levels here. You did have this little top, which was 840 or so, which also coincides with a little bit of a bottom here today. So 840, 850 bottom, 10 top. Take your pick and let's make some money on this name today, guys.
Yeah, I just want to add to SRNE here, guys, at the end. If you're more on the short biased as far as trading goes, I personally am not going to be touching this thing, and I even said this to Neil this morning, that I will not be trading this on the short side unless it's below 850. So if we're below 850 and holding 850 as far as resistance goes, yeah, right here, then you can start to look short. Otherwise, this thing has so much more potential to the upside, I think, for SRNE. The next one I want to get to is Moderna, obviously mRNA, coming out this morning in the pre-market saying that their antibody COVID-19 candidate had positive results in all 45 participants that were injected with it. The company also said that there have been 0 safety concerns to this point and are still on track to get phase 3 started as far as the trial goes, phase 3 trial by July 3rd. So positive news, obviously lifting the entire market here this morning, guys.
Yeah, I've been in and out of this one, or really just in and then out when you lose. So we're just cracked right now through this little VWAP here. And again, this is on this is now a 1 minute chart. I just want to see if we got any decent levels here. We're going to go long again if we can get some down here at 85. We still have half of our position. What's my position now? 87.35. Yes, long. So still got half of this, 87.35. That's this number right here. We did pick some more up, 87.20. We're going to pick some more up here, 84.85. And then just use 83 as an out. And yeah, this is just going to try to hit a home run here. Hopefully as the market opens up, all you Robinhood traders and whatnot can start buying this stock up. So we'll see here. This is not a not a horrible spot to be long. So 87.35. I'm down $1 right now. I like it. We were in, like, I took this trade right here and instantly went in the money. Like I was saying to some people on the chat, if you're here early, this was $3 or $4. We will let it go to the top and then it missed. So we should have got out up here, but let's just see what happens. I mean, does it come all the way back to the highs? Who knows? But Moderna obviously going to be a high flyer, another 29% today. I like the story, obviously everybody does. Here goes SRNE as well. Great, you hit that one on the head as well, Brendan. I ain't going short either. I'm waiting for this 10 to break. Looks like it may break right now, so no shorts on this one, and Moderna long. So I don't know, maybe we have this the wrong way, but let's wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I was looking at Moderna, and actually I took it out 86.50. If it can retake that level, it'll show some strength. There was a big buyer pre-market at 84, holding it while it was down there really early in the morning, so watch that level as well.
All right, guys, let's go to the cruise lines. They had a negative week last week for the first week, and I think it was 3. So coming off a little bit of a down week last week, all gapping to the upside this morning, led by Carnival. CCL, they came out end of last week announcing a whole bunch of additional layoffs and service cancellation extensions was the language that I saw. But right up here at $14 once again for CCL, guys. 9% already on the morning for CCL. I mean, you can look at Royal, you can look at Norwegian, they're all doing the same thing today.
CCL for me, someone actually asked in the chat about the $14 level, and I was sort of already looking at that level. And when I went to the higher time frame, you just sort of noticed the last time it tested and broke 14. It is worth noting that it stalled at 14.20, 14.25, 2 days in a row. So on a 14 break, you really want to have it break through those levels. It's already gone through 14 here this morning, stalled at 8. If it gets through 20.25, that's a stronger sign for me. If it fails to get through those prices, it's going to be a short in front of that level. So I like the breakout here. I just prefer it if it goes a little bit further than just the even dollar on CCL.
Yeah, CCL, good one. Carnival Cruise, we always look at that one. And here we go. SRNE looking at $10 right now. It's only a couple pennies away from that one. If that does, here it goes. Let's see what happens here. We're going to get long right through $10, just making sure that our order is in here. And this looks like this could pop through. So if you see me get long SRNE, it's going to be at 10. Well, 10.05, whatever happens when it breaks. AAL, another big one, Brendan. Obviously, as the talk goes here with economy reopening and a possible vaccine, then maybe somebody will finally take a flight or take a cruise. So 980 here on the top. I definitely like that one. AAL coming through. If you drop it down to a little bit more of a time frame here, even a 3 minute, you look at Friday, we are well off from Friday. A daily chart on AAL looking very similar to Carnival, like what Neil was just talking about. A lot of these stocks here now at the bottom. I'd love it to break through 10.25. I don't know if you can, how easily you can see that on here, but 10.25. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, no problem. That right here, 10.25. It's bounced off there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times or so, and right now we're looking at 9.65. So let's see if AAL gets some juice to the upside as well. That should be a fun one to trade, but CCL at 14 is also just as nice. So we'll see 9.85 on AAL.
Yeah, the airlines, guys, the next group we want to kind of focus on, I think, because of this gap to the upside this morning. Sean, you were mentioning some of the big name tech companies ending last week around that or within shouting distance to all-time highs once again. All of the airlines were either at or around the March lows at the end of last week, so worth noting there. I think that relative weakness going to give you some opportunities possibly, as you mentioned there, with AAL. I mean, you can look at UAL, Delta gapping up this morning as well, and also Save, that little Spirit airline was among the leaders in the airline earnings group today. So nice look for those names. Let's go over to the cannabis space. We were talking about ACB at the end of last week, out with positive earnings news. They are extending gains from Friday's session. We also have another one from the group, YCBD, gapping to the upside after reporting earnings this morning that came in higher than expected. Cron and Tilray, worth noting as well, also in positive territory. But yeah, that YCBD, guys, might be an interesting one today. Overall, a weak stock if you go out to a daily time frame, but this gap this morning kind of closing all of the gaps, or the gap higher this morning, getting rid of all the downward momentum on the daily time frame.
Yeah, I think this is what you're sort of looking at right here. It was a breakthrough about 130. It got all the way to that almost to that 220 mark where you did see it on the daily chart absolutely cascade to the downside. It did get to $2. It's pulling back in. So for me, you've already seen a very, very significant pullback. Dollars were closed on Friday. It's already come back to $1.35. At this point, I've been looking at SRNE and Moderna. So missing out on this one a little bit. We're going to have to pay for shorts, but I actually would prefer to be catching a bounce on this name. I mean, you've already sort of come back in too significantly. There is still some room to the downside, but if it gives any consolidation, I want to play a bounce. Maybe it's at $1, maybe it's at $1.25. I want to see it consolidate first and then take a crack at this name.
I mean, ACB's already gone. I wrote down, unfortunately, 1450, which was the day high. We wanted to pound that one, and it actually had a little star beside it there, so we missed it. But 1450 was the day's high on ACB, and yeah, the destruction on this name continues to go to the upside now. As ACB, look, ACB's already split. It's already 90 cents on the dollar. I mean, we already reverse split, so these little moves up here aren't any saving graces for anybody that was long like a month ago. But right here, ACB now for the win. Looks like anybody long. I liked it through 1450. Now I gotta regroup as it just goes nothing but upside on this one. SRNE does bust through as well. That goes as high as 10, 13, or 14. We're long at 05, so we're gonna wait to see what this one wants to do. It looks like it's fading back in, but it's a big time hold for me. SRNE for the long right now, guys.
Yeah, just a monster on Friday. That Sorrento should be a good one today. Let's go over to Uber and Grubhub, guys. The conversation between the two sides, I guess you can call it, continuing over the weekend. 1.9 shares of Uber for Grubhub share was the last number that we had heard at the end of last week. Grubhub came out on the weekend and said that's still not high enough, so they're nowhere near, it seems, coming to a conclusion. But worth watching, obviously, again, as far as headlines go today. Uber already up 3.5% here, holding this 33.50. I haven't had a chance actually to look at Grubhub, guys. Maybe you can pull up Grubhub there, but both, I'm assuming, in positive territory.
Grubhub's kind of a sleepy one for me. I'm going to focus on Uber just for a quick second because 33.50 to 60 has been a bit of a channel support so far. In light volume in the pre-market, I think we can try to bounce off there. Strong market, maybe getting us to the upside. As far as the deal is concerned, I mean, you're sort of in that sort of wait and see mode, and that makes Grubhub a very boring play here. It's exactly flat, barely up. So you were right, it is up, Brendan. I just don't love this one in terms of a day trade, almost for any reason, unless you get some further news. I think Uber is probably the better play. We just talked about the support levels there to work off. We open above that. I think you can try some longs right in front of that 50 to 60 area.
Yeah, I won't be trading any of those today, but yeah, those are active names. 31.80 here. I see some people talking about DraftKings. Look, DraftKings last week has been a swish, and we'll hit all the sports ones we can because DraftKings, I think last week was my #1 stock, and really we just took longs and then averaged in, and they continued to work. You know, like here, this was a great trade here, breaking through 26.60. We had this long, took it all the way up, averaged in here, took it out again. So every day, DraftKings seems to want to go. This was a tough one a couple days ago on Thursday where it really didn't move too much, but today we've got the powder, so it's up 7% already. Again, I like it just breaking through the day's high. You're not bouncing too much off it. You have 31 as support. If you wanted to bring it all the way back down to Friday's level, then you can get support at 29. So even dollar levels are all abound right now on DraftKings. I do like the long here. This is one of those cult names again that can get going, especially with sports coming back now, hopefully and some of the realities of this potential vaccine kicking in. I do like DraftKings for a long name here, and again, it's just a little baby stock. It just basically reverse took over the name, so they were not too far into DraftKings. I do like this name today, guys. 31.75.
It was so unbelievably enjoyable to watch live golf on Sunday. If you caught the skins action down in Florida, I mean, no caddies. They were wearing shorts, but it was great. Loved every second of it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get sports back going. Anytime you come into a 9% move in crude oil, guys, we got to look at some energy names. I think just brought up Oxy here, 6.3% to the upside today for Oxy. I mean, XOM, another one moving higher this morning. These are all kind of sitting at this kind of pre-market support at the moment, along with crude oil. It's worth mentioning, I think. But the energy names back in play.
It's weird. I mean, on XOM, it's basically all even dollar levels to even look at. 44 is right here. 43 is obvious support on XOM. If you want to be looking at Occidental, I know someone was specifically asking about that. Apologies for not catching the name in the chat. Very, very hard sort of pivot or support, whatever you want to call it in the pre-market here at 1465 or so. So watch that level very closely. We're literally just pennies above it right now. So I'd really watch that level if it gets taken out, especially off of the open. You could see some selling through that price. So just watch out for Oxy on a key level right here.
Roku, yeah, XOM's at $40. Neil just talked about that. Yeah, SRNE, if it breaks through 950, we'll be out of some of these shares, but not all of them. We're waiting for that 850 level to come. Okay, I did want to look at one name here. I just saw someone throw it into the chat, and thank you so much for that. Who was it? The chat's going too fast, but it was Roku. I'd like to give shout outs to whoever that was. Good little name here, up 1.3%. You see the market up 3% today. I mean, wow, for that. So we're going to wait to see what happens with that market, but 115.50 here. A lot of garbage in the afternoon. Again, this is the 3-minute chart, so a lot of nonsense back and forth here. Basically, 113.50 up to 115.50. So you got about a $2 range here of not much happening, and it looks like we're stuck in that range again. So let's see if we can break it out, guys. Big trade here, 115.50 on Roku. Let's take the long and hopefully hit a couple little bit of floss action off the open here. If you get the long and you're wondering if it's going to be wrong, I think you need to hold it at least to 113.50. So take as many shares so you can hold a $2 runner against you in a wish of getting much more than that, maybe even back up here to where we were Thursday, 118, 119. So I like 115.50. Roku.
Let's go over to Tesla real quick here, guys. Want to mention Tesla, obviously gapping higher once again this morning, 3.5%. We were talking last week a little bit about how Elon Musk was threatening to leave California altogether. Apparently, they've narrowed down 2 locations, one in Texas, one in Oklahoma, as far as possible next site for a manufacturing facility in the U.S. Obviously the market up 3%, Tesla up 3.5%. A little bit of interesting news, but probably unrelated. But 3 out of the 4 past sessions, guys, Tesla gapping higher here, showing strength once again to start the new week.
Yeah, Tesla's a beast. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I love this stock. I was just stretching there. Tesla, $830. I mean, I love this name. Was able to pick some up in the 400s myself personally, a couple like last month. If we break out through 830, that's going to be a good call, obviously. I mean, it's just Tesla for the win every day, it seems like. You just hit the nail on the head there. We didn't get much action on Friday, but off the open, it's been very, very exciting. I mean, this is the open Friday. This is the open Thursday. So you do get some rockets to the north side. I mean, look, guys, I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. I'm a little bit nervous here taking any of these names up so much today with this market up 3%. Just not sure about this news here from Moderna. We'll see. I mean, I'm long, so I like it, but just not sure how the market's going to react. So for me, a lot of these major cap tech stocks, besides Apple, and we'll talk about that in a minute, are names that I'm going to leave alone here for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla, and we have a top end range that I'm watching on Tesla. It's 830 first level, which we're basically at right now. 840 to 843. If it gets in there and fails, I think that's going to be an interesting short opportunity for you in Tesla, just sort of going back to last week's top action. So if the market rolls over, those are the levels I'm watching for Tesla. SRNE is going to be in play. Moderna, I'm going to step back into probably after the open, I think.
Another big one here, guys. Disney moving higher in the pre-market here. We're up more than 4% on Disney. They came out and said their Florida Springs resort is going to have the retail section reopened by Wednesday with new safety precautions in place to protect everyone who is looking to do some shopping at that resort. But yeah, 4% here. Sean, I mean, Disney 4% already?
I mean, I'm nothing but smiling on this one because I love Disney. It's one of my biggest holdings, but I think this is probably a lot. I was not expecting Disney to be up here already and a big move up. You see, it was only $100 back on Thursday. So $100 up to $115. Is it worth 15% this move in 2 days? I'm not sure. I mean, it seems like a little overdone again, though, but we're not going to fight the tape. So that's an easy one for me. 114, if you want to break it, let's break it. Before I throw over to Neil, let's just quickly check something out. We didn't look at the imbalance locator as SRNE. I averaged into that one. We'll talk about that in a minute. JCPenney, unfortunately, we know that they can go into the gates of hell. They are finished, apparently, declaring for bankruptcy now. So we'll wait to see JCPenney. That probably won't open today. GE, Ford, there's CCL. Carnival's going to be on the upside. Aurora, missed that one, but we'll be back looking at that. So right now, yeah, I don't see any Disney on here. It's probably on here, and it's just probably light. But Disney right now, not part of these big boys, but I love it. Breaking through 114. It's just, again, it's not a stock I'm going to trade because I'm not using, I'm trying to use decent shares here. If I punch 114, man, and we're wrong, I really think this thing can, retrace back to 109, 110. So I'm going to leave Disney alone. Again, I know that doesn't sound super exciting, but Disney's going to be left alone until I see what it does do at 114. Actually, you know what? I'll take a small little piece at 114.
I have a support on Disney. If we go downside, I was sort of looking at 109.60 as a level for me in Disney. I was just one stock that some people were asking about in the chat. Was MBRX. It's halted. This is actually the NASDAQ that's basically SEC, trading suspension on this name, and then the NASDAQ requesting information. So much like our good friend JCPenney, I'm not too certain we're going to see that one trade today. But at the big screen, Brendan's got a good one. I know that's going to be active today.
Yeah, big mover from last week. Guys gave you probably 2 or 3 days worth of opportunities. VTIQ gapping up here. We're obviously off the highs. Back on Friday, this spike up here to 24.80, 25. Amazing opportunity all the way down into the 21s. 21.5 was the low down there. But 23.30 to 23.50 was a bit of a pivot as well throughout the day on Friday. So just looking at 23.30 here, the line up to about 23.50 as potential resistance. Nice little consolidation going into the open. One thing we like to look at with these for a possible breakdown. Going to have to get through this support though around 22.20. Guys.
Okay, yeah, good good review there. Yeah, we're going to look at a whole bunch of names today. I see some people asking me about SRNE. And yeah, so I averaged in, I'm going to drop this down to a 1-minute chart right now, guys, for you. Let's see, SRNE did average in here at 84, so that's right where it is right now. It goes almost breaks that 950. That's going to be our kill zone on that one. But I did want to give a big shout out to my mother and father that are watching right now. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. I want to see what your opinion is. Thank you for making me as smart as I am. Maybe that was more my mother than my father. I'm not sure. Check out this one, guys. Let me know, mother. Does this scare you like it does me? Look at that. How's that one for a little bit of a wink there? But thank you, guys. I hope you're enjoying your Victoria Day. Let's see if we can't get some money here. And Dad, I know that you're out of the market, but I can't believe that we are almost here at all-time highs again on the NASDAQ. So crazy little runner here. Let's get this day started right.
Yeah, I've been selling off, guys. SRNE, I know you're asking about it. It's 950 to 960. This was sort of a pivot area this morning. I was buying in the 80s rather heavily, some down here in the 60s. Earlier on, I was actually trying to short this one. But as it holds in front of 10, I'm going to be taking some out and just sort of taking this profit. With 24 million in shares, what I found from Friday is you got to be a little bit more active with this one. Take some of the wins that it gives you, allowing you to reload, allowing you to be very flexible with your positioning because there's no lack of liquidity on this name, so you can trade just about as often as you want and take advantage of the price action. Some of you have asked about NAT. This one, another gap up here. It's done about 1 million shares, so volume is good. It is getting up to a level. If you look at this 550, it does give you a bit of a level to work off of if you want to be a shorter. That tends to be my modus operandi, at least at the beginning. So I'll probably try to short this one at 550. I'd rather it test off the open. But SRNE about to take 10 again. Long here looks like it's a pretty good one.
Go.
Just watch out for that high of day, guys. I think it could be resistance once again. There's so much volume you got to watch.
And guys, it's already a floss time there. We take Disney long, and kaboom! There it is. Thank you. Maybe I got the good little luck there of my parents all the way up there. 1450, a nice little take there already. So a nice little big time win there. Took too many shares. Did not expect to take that many. Took 400 shares off the open. So we'll celebrate that with a nice little 40-cent win. We'll see what happens here. So moving to the upside now, we'll see 1150. Too many shares. That's why we got out early there. But a nice little out at 440, 1440. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I still got them all, guys. I got Moderna long here, 86.25. That's right here. Nice little pickup at the bottom. Let's hope that we got a nice little vaccine coming through. And then SRNE, yeah, our average price here is still 10 because we averaged in here. We actually got 10.05s and we averaged in a little bit. So let's get going. But a nice little 40-cent win to start the day. Thank you. Yes, sir. It's a chicken dinner winner with only 30 seconds to go till open. Let's get this day going, guys.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go till the open. Taking out more of SRNE for me, just all over this one as it dips back down. We'll be buying at 960. Valeria is going to be on the bell. It's going to be a Monday to remember, certainly with the markets moving to the upside. Don't forget, sign up for the watch list. If you have any questions about it, do drop it in the chat. Valeria will be all over those, but it is countdown time, ladies and gentlemen. Should be a fun week. Watching SRNE, watching Moderna, watching NCLH, TCL.
Man.
Lots of names to go, guys, with 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This market is open. Let's go.
Yeah, let's rock and roll here, guys. Let's just wait to see. I mean, there goes Disney. Bang it off, guys. There's $1 right there for you. A nice little win. We talked about taking 114 long, and I said I would take Petite, but we went grande there a little bit. So now Disney rewarding us with a smooth little $1 to the win side there. So whoa. Catapult ourselves upside right now. That's going. Moderna finally going as well. We've got $1 on this one. We're averaged in on some shares here, so let's see if that can keep going. But wow, Disney though, guys. Big time win here. Real bye through 115. There it goes. 115.30, 115.40. Hello, Profitville. Let's go. Early start.
Yeah, and SRNE, unfortunately, this is one of the reasons you've got to be active on this name. It does come back to that 950, allowing me to reload down here. It keeps bouncing off this sort of 60 pivot area. You want to take advantage of the liquidity, so you take some more shares on the way down. You're able to get it back up as it's now getting up to this 970, 980 mark. We'll keep taking the scalp here. 15, 20 cents, 30 cents, whatever it is. Here's the march to 990. We laid that one out for you guys, allowing yourself to be active so that you can take advantage of these dips. You buy when it goes to 960, you buy again. We're taking it on the way up, already to the moon. My number one stock this morning is going to obviously be SRNE, at least for the time being. Carnival just took out that 1420 level, tried to anyways. It's looking like it's trying to retrace, however.
Yeah, so you're long 14 Carnival?
No. Actually, it was a 14-20 break. Remember, I didn't like 14 even. I liked it to break further than that. Probably should have let it go to 14.30, but we'll have to have a look to see if it can hold around the 14 even. You got to have a kill zone. I think we got in too early. 24 is the top. 25 probably should have allowed to be broken instead of 20 even.
Okay, good. Yeah, big, huge win here. Again, guys, another $1.50. Pigs get slaughtered, but I wish I wasn't one because we should have, or wish I was one. We should have actually held this for the till. Huge win here, but a nice little $1.70 to the upside at Disney. Sometimes we just have to believe the tape, and wow, this one's going upside here. I actually didn't have any Roku orders in, so let's throw it over to Brendan, then I'm going to go over to Roku, guys.
IBIO, guys, a little positive one for last week, gapping up again this morning about 11.5%. Watch 172 to 175 up here. Day highs for IBIO. Big time volume here, guys.
Yeah, and there it goes. It was a disco ball, but now we'll flush the rest out. We long over and over again in front of that 960 on SRNE. It takes out 950. So the last trade when you go long like that is going to be a loser. You can see we're still profitable, however. If it can hold below, I think it's going to be interesting for a short, but it was a snap down and then immediately came right back. Carnival Cruise Lines, we'll get to that one. We talked about the break. Really want like 14.25 better than 14.20, but look, either one's going to work out for you so far. I'm long here at 21. I did just miss a dip by there at 14.10. We're off to the races now, though. 14.30 we just got to. I will take some shares out for that little scalp style trade, then hang on for dear life, looking to play some pullbacks. The market's holding up pretty well so far at those highs, up 3%. You want to give yourself a chance to ride this train to the upside, guys.
Yeah, waiting to see where Roku wants to go because now we're long 116 as that one breaks through 116. So we take Roku long right now. 116.18. Let's just hope that yeah, this train keeps going upside here. It's going to be, like I said, it's very tricky to get involved with some of these, especially when you see the spread, what they are. I mean, Roku right now, spread of 30, 40, 50 cents, but you got to pay to play. So we're going to wait for this one, 116 to come in. Look, if it comes back down into this area like we talked about here, we should have this 114. This is the area sort of that we talked about breaking earlier, 115. I missed it, was too busy cashing in on Disney, but we're going to wait to see here as 115 coming through on Roku. Hopefully that's a good one, Brendan.
Checking on DFFN, guys, another mover from the pre-market. Just wondering if this move down is an offering, but I'll let you know. 175 up here was a great level. I was kind of wondering why I wasn't filled on that already, but that's why we're trading at 105. Looks like an offering to me, guys.
Yeah, and Moderna with a big break. That 84 that had some support there in the pre-market, that is gonzo. I reloaded into the Carnival Cruise Lines. Our average price now 14.5. So getting out at 30s, getting some more back in to get a better price in front of 14 even. I'm now looking at Moderna and thinking shorts in front of that 87 area that we're looking at before, 86.50, 87. So if it pops back up into the 85, 86 range, we'll be fading and shorting in Moderna for the first time of the day. But with Carnival Cruise Lines, when you're playing the trend here, which we anticipate could have been the possibility, we're buying on dips. We're going to take some out here in front of that 30 range, see if we can't continue to work this trade positively. It's been a good one so far in Carnival. We did probably get in a little bit early, but it's working out so far for us. Another out there at 28. I'll try reloading over and over again in front of 14 as long as we hold that bid.
And guys, there goes Disney again. Like we said, a couple hundred shares here at 114, out at 116, and still going up, guys. This is a $3 winner. So we go bullish on the name. Hopefully you have this one. Big win on Disney here. You know, again, it probably would have held for a bit more if we didn't get them in the pre-market, but 114 long, guys. Look where we're at, 116.60, and still rocking and rolling. We did get out of our Moderna. Obviously, Neil just talked about that one as that came all the way back down, and that killed us there. So that's a good one, or bad one for us. Oh, here's PayPal, by the way. PYPL, another banger. I gave this one to all of our viewers as my pick of the year, and that was at 108. So right now 150 for PayPal. Good little look there. We'll see if it breaks through 149.25 here to the top side in PayPal. Square also looking pretty nice, but Disney, guys, 10% left and still rocking here, guys. 116.98. Wow, we get as high as 117. This is a $3 winner for yours truly. So hopefully you like that one, and you'll come back tomorrow. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we keep rocking up. Wow, Disney.
I'm gonna floss it off, guys. If you flossed it off once, I'll floss it off for CCL. Wow. Just got to 14.38 there. So that break, obviously a good one. We'll continue to buy dips, but SRNE now halted downside. Look, this is why I said get out at that 950 mark. You reload so you can take profit over and over again. But there was tons of resistance at 10. It couldn't bust through. You do see it now halted downside. It's so far held that 850 level that Brendan was talking about. He wanted to be short only if it got under there. Halted at 862. If it opens lower, this could be the sell opportunity, Brendan.
Absolutely, yeah, love that look. BP here, guys. We were talking about energy names. Have a look at BP leading the way to the upside. 23.50 just broke on a monster volume spike there. 7.8% for BP, guys.
BP, okay.
BP definitely going to be worth a look as well, guys. I'm stalking Moderna right now. I am watching this one try to roll over. There's been no pullback whatsoever. It got maybe to 82.80 or so, but nothing to be seen here. I'm trying to get something in the 84 range, but there's just almost no bounce. But the market continues to ride high. You're seeing a heck of a lot of strength. Of course, I'm already in CCL. For the airlines, I do prefer United to American if we're going to be looking at long play. So if this pulls into the 22 range on a down, pulls back into the 22 range, I'm more interested in that one as opposed to AAL, which they got some debt issues themselves. So the stronger name, relatively speaking, would be United or maybe even a Delta.
Okay, guys, and here goes, yeah, good look on all of those names. And unfortunately, yeah, my SRNE, half of it came out here at 950, was making too much on Disney to not even realize how far down we are, so there you go. Okay, Disney right now, $3 plus in the money, goes as high as $3.50 in the money. This is why we don't worry, or I wasn't worried about those positions. We will be when it reopens, though, guys. Let's wait to see what it does. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you want another winner? There's another $1 for you on Roku, guys. Roku goes all the way up. We take 116.20. Not dollar, sorry, it only goes to 90 there, so 75 cents. We take out a third of it here at 49, and now we ride Roku, hopefully, up here. I said about a 118 or so. We can drop this down to a few more minutes here. Let's go to a 10-minute chart just to see here. Roku, yeah, Roku can get back up here. Yeah, that's 117, 118. Where's that sort of bunching action here? Yeah, 118, 117 on Roku. So right now, guys, big winner. We're in $1 in the money on this one, $3 in the money on Disney. And what you got, Brendan?
Nice look for Facebook as well. Just took the day highs here from the pre-market to 14.50. Right back down though, but still 1.5%. Facebook looking very strong, guys.
Yeah,
and looking not as strong. Big time seller I just saw there on Moderna at 82.50. I did jump in front of it at 82.25, looking to scalp some immediately. If it can bust through about $1, so 81.50, you want to see if it can't get to that 80 mark. We'll take some more shares out there. But when I see a level like that, my first thought is, can I jump in front of it, catch a quick 25 to 40 cent scalp? Now you're playing with house money, so you can let the rest ride. We break 81, who knows where we're going? Big time sellers at 84, then at 82.50. If we can get through this 81 mark, I think 80 test for sure. We're already $1 in the money here. I will take profits on the way down. Much like SRNE, I don't want to get caught with my pants down here. You got to take the profit while it's there. So $1 winner so far, and we'll see if we can't get more for you on Moderna.
Yeah, Moderna, good name there as it's fading back through. Roku, we're going to see if we can't take some out here at 117. That would be pretty nice. We did finally go into Apple, though, finally. And it's not a great one right now, but we'll wait to see here. 311. I got to zoom in here more. Apple, just realizing that it was a little weaker than the market, but that might have just been a quick flush. So we tested it small there at that low of the day. This is that pre-market bottom here, 310.50. So we're giving that a shot here. We're going to get it. You know, we'll get our money in. It's in right now. We are on the short side. We're going to wait to see 311.50 maybe as our out spot, but we're getting close to that one. As yeah, look, I mean, look, it's going to break through some levels. I was just wondering why Apple was down, so we take a shot to see about that, and we'll maybe regroup a little bit as it's coming upside. But we're going to get out 311.50 if it breaks, and it looks like that's coming close to exactly doing that. But Disney is not doing anything like that. Disney right now a nice little $3.50 winner. Roku a nice little $1.50 winner. Roku up to 117.50. So there it is, hit the air horn. Winners abound today, guys. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you didn't get our watch list, sign up. Coming tomorrow. SRNE, though, still halted. So we're going to wait to see when that opens up. I think it's, what, 10 or 15 minutes?
Should be 5 minutes on a volatility halt.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're getting really close to seeing when that one opens up here. Roku still to the upside. Disney, Apple, everything rocking and rolling here, including the market, guys. What's up, Brendan?
Just watching Codex, guys. Big move to the upside here for CODX. Broke 18 there, all the way up to above 19. This is a big level from Friday morning here around this 1930, 1950. Let's see what happens. There was a big offer at 19, just got taken out. So CODX on the way up too, guys.
Yeah, but I'm watching SRNE, which just opened back up. I'll get you to Moderna, which just gave us a little bit of a disco ball action for $1.30 on that winner. I'm looking for SRNE to test back to that 960. That'd be the first selling point. Halt at 860. It goes up a buck. I'm fading this one after that big sell-off the first time. Whoa, $80 even on Moderna. Gotta get over to that name. Monster winner for us. We talked about the fade. I told you about that seller that we just saw at 82.50. Hit the jackpot. It's a $2 winner already. We break $80, and who knows where we're headed. $66 stock before. Obviously, look, it's positive news. I have nothing. Look, I'm nothing but thrilled about the results they're having. But you fade this one once the selling comes in. If it breaks 80, which I'm looking at a big bid here at 80 even. If this gets taken out, probably an extra $1 rather quickly on Moderna. Short here, 82.25. Monster winner here, guys.
Yeah, bang. I'm hitting out this Roku, guys, here. We got that one long, beautiful long here. If you guys can see, this is, I mean, I'm just tweeting it out, but you can see 116 long. We took that out, and we continue to ride this to the upside here, guys. Wow, just it keeps going. I mean, this is $3.50 in the money. We got out of our Apple, by the way. That was a $1 loss. Roku right now, $1, $2 now in the money. We keep celebrating that one. Disney, $3 in the money. Apple, though, continues to go upside here, $3.11. We get in at $3.10.50. We get out at $3.11.60. So just over $1 loss on Apple. But guys, it's been a party right here. We flossed it off. Multiple winners today. We did kick that Moderna for a loss, but we will wait to look. I don't mind fading back Apple. I mean, mind these dark prints here, but Apple should still be a good one here for a winner, guys. Brendan.
A little tech name, guys. C Limited, SE in New York, up 10% following earnings this morning. This is all-time highs for SE in New York. Guys, earnings were better than expected.
I'm just going to rein in the cash, guys. We just got another fill. 80 broke on Moderna, 79.15. We just covered some shares, $3 winner on those. You do see we're taking some shares out for the quick scalp. We took some for the $1.50 win. Now we get the $3 win. We can hang on here. We'll basically continue to have our stop at 82.50 where the seller was and just see if we can't ride this party as far as it wants to go. No trailing stop for me. It's break even or bust. SRNE we jumped into. I talked about this one, looking to fade it. We did do so. I missed adding to the position on the way back down, so our only entry point was here at 903 while Moderna was going. I will try to add in the 20s and 30s. I think this one can get back down to that halt price at 860. The stop is right at that 950, 960 pivot that we liked before when we're trying to go long in this name. So SRNE, we're back into the short side trade here. Well, sorry, into the short side trade after being long off the open. And Moderna still hanging on to that one. Carnival loading up in front of that 14 even as the market continues to hold above 3% on the ES. So I only have the one long. It's worth putting the position board up for you guys just so you can see. I know it's a strong market. We do like Carnival. I'm going to look at the airlines as well, but 903 short on SRNE, Carnival long 14.12, short Moderna 82.25. That's deep in the money. So far, it's been a fantastic morning. I should knock on fake wood to make sure it continues.
Yeah. I think that's probably real wood there. But,
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's real. Okay, we average in here. Nice little big position taken. Once again, I told you we're going to average into Apple. So there it is, a nice little one taken there. 312. What was my average there? 312.10. So we'll wait to see where that one's going because right now we're at 311.65. So a decent little winner making this money back. I cannot believe how extremely lucky, I guess, we are that Disney wound up going to the upside. But look at this one, guys. Still going. Disney taken. Unfortunately, we got it in the pre-market. So when I saw 40, 50 cents staring at that in the face, I did take it. So you're seeing, wow, Disney, 8%. This one, hello, hit the confetti. I'm going to Disneyland after this trade, Brendan. Let's go.
Another name from our watch list, guys. If you haven't signed up for it, do so. Valeria will send out the link. Just enter your email. That's all you have to do, and we will send you a watch list every morning. Disney was one of the names on it today. Salesforce, guys. Nice look here for CRM. Took out that pre-market high, 71.74.80, right up to 177 for Salesforce, guys.
Yeah, just have a look here. We did add to our position in CCL. I will not add one more time, but if you look off of the open, it flushed to 14, got to 13.98.97. So when it comes back down, let everyone else have an even dollar stop. Throw your stop at the 96.97. It gives you a better chance to maybe hang on if it does bounce. Unfortunately, it's not going to. The market's strong, and the only trade that doesn't work for me, and we'll be back to flat, is going to be flushing ourselves down the toilet on the reload in Carnival Cruise Lines. The first longs were fantastic. Hard top there. Couldn't get any farther than that 14.40 mark where we got out of our best exit position, but now it's back to the downside. I still have all my shorts on. It's going to be SRNE. It's going to be Moderna here. Those are the two ones we like. As far as the airlines go, I was mentioning a United Airlines that I did like. It looks like it's rejecting just like Carnival did. This one at 22.55 is a high, and it's looking like it might roll over. As far as reloads and Moderna go, I'm probably not going to do so unless it gets to that 82.50 mark. At that point, I think it's worth it. Otherwise, we'll sit here in the money, $2. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 if it continues to fall down. SRNE, I talked about needing to be more active in this name. It's starting to level off here, which I don't love at this $9 even area, and I am short at 903 without a reload. So if it doesn't start to get going, I'll have to get a little more active shorting at this price instead of waiting for 925, which I was trying to get a little bit earlier.
Guys, I mean, the party just doesn't stop here. I mean, Disney's still going to the upside. I don't know, Brendan. I know you've been looking. I don't think there's any news on this one, but I'm looking as well. And Disney, 9% today. Wowzers. I actually picked some up $80. I just checked my account, so that was a good one. Up to 118 here. We'll see how high this one wants to go. We just may dump this if it comes back down below this area. 117.50 will be my out on Disney, and we'll capture $4 on that one as we catapult ourselves. Unfortunately, Apple does come out, and we can't keep holding this all day, so we do get out of some Apple. There you go. Thank you, Christian. Fireworks for Christian there on the super chat. Thank you so much for that one, guys. Good CCL trade there. Yeah, I got to go look over at a few more names, but JCPenney opened up here. JCP.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, .NY. Let's look at here. 22 cents and probably heading southbound. So watch out here, JCPenney. Yeah, it actually opened up early, guys. We missed it, 9:35. But we're open now. Brennan, what's up?
GE, guys, look at this. GE as well, 8.5% on the day, $5.70 up to $6 for GE. They announced a new deal for clean energy wind farm. It was actually over the weekend that was announced, but huge volume coming into GE today as well, guys.
Yeah, and huge volume spike to the downside on Moderna. Downside again, 77. We're now $5 in the money on this one. We're going to throw a trailing stop at this point. Want to lock in at least about 3.5. So looking at some levels down here, the initial test at 79 seems like a reasonable point. We could have just had 5, but this is a $67 stock. You really don't know how far it's going to go. You want to expose yourself to the bigger win. When this one rolled over, we talked about going to the short side and picking a spot. We gave you the big seller that was on the level 2 at 82.50. You can see them right there on the bid ask, just giving away that they were going to dump this stock, and that caused it to go into tailspin, with the results of which you're seeing right now. I think 75 is a reasonable target if you can get down there. Maybe you get $6 or $7. Otherwise, we're trailing this one. We can't do any worse than a $3 winner now.
89, 89.50 or so. Yeah, just looking at JP Morgan here. Roku will get out soon here, as well as, yeah, we only have 10% left of this one, and it's coming back to the downside. So we're going to get out of Roku pretty soon here. Yeah, but our Disney is $5. Wow, 119. Unbelievable. So we'll wait on this one. Maybe I'm going to change my out to whatever this is. 118.50 here on Disney. Big win here. Big win for us on Disney. So just like Moderna, Disney, Roku, they're all coming in and they're all out. And there goes Roku once again. We hit the cheer for that one. Roku going downside now, but we get out for a nice win. I see some talk here on ACB, 1594. Yeah, good little runner today. Obviously up 40%. That's those cannabis names. So we have Cannabis Batman is in the house here. So we'll wait to see what he wants to do, but 16.25. I like this on the break. If you are trading it, you can also look in Canada as well. The liquidity is not as good. I mean, look at the, you have your paying rate here. I don't know. This can't be right. ACB.to? No, that can't be right because 124 share volume. Got to figure out what's going on with that one. But ACB right here in the United States, $15, doing 14 million shares. We're still going to the upside. I'm going to check on that symbology there in Canada, guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to start taking shares out in front of 9 even, at least half my position on this SRNE. We did load some more shares up there in the 20s. You are seeing it have a lot of trouble break through and going get any lower than it is right now. You're seeing a tight range of about 20, 30 cents, doing a ton of volume, guys. So I'm going to get more active inside of this range. 950 would be the top end, but it's basically holding 930 for now. So I'd give it 930, 940 if you're risk averse. You can give it more room if you want to get that home run trade down to 860. Still short the name, and I'm not going to get out of it just yet. There was a massive sell that we did see, so I'm still worthwhile to jump into that party if you like it to the downside. As far as Carnival goes, every now and then you get this, it's not perfect, it's the opposite of perfect. I got wicked out at the bottom here. Look at that fantastic bounce, long all morning, and it was good for us. The last long not working out. Still going to be bullish after this pullback just got bought. But Brennan, what do you got?
Sean, just mentioned ACB there, guys, in Toronto not doing any volume. There was a NYSE additional information request, guys, right at the open, right at 9:30. So still looking into this, but it looks like ACB did not open in Toronto this morning. Let's go over to Valeria.
Thank you, Brandon, and hey, trading fam. Hopefully your trading day is going great, and we're here to make it even better. Welcome everyone who just joined us. Guys, subscribe to our channel. We're live every day starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. If you subscribe, you receive notifications when we are back on air. Also, guys, starting today, we're sending out our... If you want to receive, click the link I'm sending out on the chat and simply put your name and email address. We received messages that some of you didn't receive that, but then you checked spam folders and found it out. So guys, please check out our didn't receive. And also, we will figure it out today right after the show. You can consider this as a task watch list so we can work it out better for you. And of course, guys, you can also join our live show via video call. You can trade with us together. Send your request at marketing@tradertv.live and you will be able to join us. Tomorrow we have our next guest trader and we are very excited. Subscribe and stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. And of course, guys, hit the thumbs up. I believe we need just 10 more likes to reach 300. And I remind you, our goal is to reach 7. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
I don't know what to hit, but I'm going to hit to the moon here, guys. Thank you, Moderna, for everything that you've done. I hope you have lots of success, and I apologize for going short here. No, I don't. I just want to make that money, guys. We talked about 82.50. Look, if you go to that 86 mark, which was our pivot point, that's where we got out of that long. And then you look at this bottom here at 76. Our close at 76. It's about 50% in between. I like that for a target. You're seeing it base out here. We're able to capture of that $10 move. The last out there, a nice little 6 and change winner. Of course, we're getting out all the way down. It was 82.50 where that seller came in. We're able to jump in front of it. You do some scalping in front. Now you're playing with house money during that consolidation, and then you get the big time flush. So gift that keeps on giving in Moderna, and I hope you are continuously cycling in and out for profits on SRNE, because what it does is it flushes. I keep trying to hold on for the monster, and then it comes right back. So I will keep loading up here between 9 and 9.30. Maintain a short. We did get some out there at 8.90. That's only about 10-15 cents worth of win. I'd like to see a bigger move. This stock has come from so far. Spent so much time at $7 yesterday. If I can get a short that takes us to that, I'll be very, very happy.
Yeah, guys, thank you for that. Cracking the 2,000 viewer mark. And guess what else is cracking right now? Apple. So there we go. So we turn our evil laugh here on Apple. We did lose a decent amount of money. It's our worst one. But right now, Apple 311.50 short, out 311 there. So a quick little 50-cent scalp to go on that one. Our Disney trade, guys, right now coming through. Disney long, you know that one. And there it is. It's a disco ball party. We're going to wait for 118.50 to break. When that does break, then we'll snap out of that one for right now. But right now, Disney, Apple, and SRNE, we still got a baby position on this one. Nothing happening. I told you we missed that. Again, we were light on the stock. Easy tester on that. Comes all the way down, fades, halts right here. That's where you get that 5-minute break. Then we get a few shares out on the upside here on SRNE. I don't know if it's going to break through 9 or not, but just giving you a little bit of an update on the positions that we do have. So that's SRNE, and we still are, of course, waiting for some Apple love to come to the downside. And we do have Disney, needless to say. I'm waiting for JP Morgan. Before I throw to Brendan just quickly, JP Morgan now coming to the downside. I was looking for this, 89.40, but you can see the market here just all the way downside. So you're going to see a little bit of an action on the sell side on some of these names as we go. So let's look to maybe get short or pick up something like a JPM down here. Brendan.
Another big mover here, guys. Expedia. We were talking about the airlines, some of the cruise lines moving higher. Expedia, wow, 71 up to 76 right now, kind of holding at 76. A little bit of resistance, but huge relative volume on Expedia today, guys.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to take some. I got 922 with our last entry on SRNE, and I'm going to take this out if it gets back down to that 880 mark. Look, if I take a 40-cent win, you need to be happy with that. Find a place to get back in on a pullback or whatever it might be, especially when I'm seeing so much activity across the board in other places, and Expedia adding that one to the list. I wanted to go to the cannabis space for a quick second, though. Someone was asking about YCBD. Is it consolidating? It's trying to. It's trying to put in a bottom here a couple of times at $1.26. If it manages to hold this one, a break back up at 135 or so should be in play. Use the low of the days you're out, but it's still a downward trending stock. So I'd rather hold off on that, trade some of the more active and more exciting names, and Expedia certainly is going to be added to that list. Looking for any kind of a pullback. It's a breakout through 76.50 if it goes again. At this point, I'm looking to see if it can get back to the 74.50 mark, maybe bounce off that. It was both a breakout off the opening range. It's just in front of an even dollar and VWAP as well, so lots of reasons to like a pullback at that price. Otherwise, it's breakout territory at the 50 mark.
Good, yeah. I mean, so many stocks here happening. Apple, again, back upside. We'll get out. Very similar spot here if it does break through 312.30. We're going to get out on that one, but we're riding Disney to the top side, as well as waiting for JP Morgan to once again break through $89. Once JP Morgan comes through, $89, not 39. Hopefully it doesn't get that low. Then we'll go long. You see VWAP here, 89 and change. I do like this one for a long. Although the banks have been weak, you know what? We were up here today. Let's see if it can go. And I mean, if we get 89s long, again, it's not going to be for a fast one, but 89.30, 89.40, I'll take 40, 50 cents on that one as Disney still is going upside, and Apple coming back to wow, NVIDIA, just noticing that one as well. If you guys are on, holy NVIDIA, guys. 357 at one point today. Just let me call up the daily chart. I know we're not in this, but just look at this one for example of what's happened here in this market. You want to talk about a V-shaped recovery. This thing was probably pretty well priced, if not overpriced, up here at 315 back in February. Coronavirus rears its ugly head. We go down to 198, 199. We tick down to 180. Sorry if you sold it there. Bang! All the way up 350 and change, taking out this high easily last week of 316, 314. Now you're all the way back up here, 350 on NVIDIA. Wow, we may have to look at this name. This may be a short though. This has gone pretty parabolic for this name. $350. People can't wait to get their money in to NVIDIA, it seems.
I'm going to hit the slap shot for this one. Maybe we'll get a t-shirt made up for those ones. Do check out the merch if you guys are interested. I think there's lots of fun stuff we're going to be adding to that soon. I'm taking the 30 pennies on SRNE. It's really starting to level off here. See the consolidation. I feel like if there's a bounce opportunity, we can catch some in the teens to the short side. If it does want to break, this is 870, and then you watch out for that halt price, and that was 860. So if it breaks those levels, I think there's a flush to be had. Otherwise, we're going to play the consolidation mark. We don't want to throw away the money here. We have 3 stocks only that I've traded. A little bit lighter today, and everything has been a win, so I want to knock on that wood and go over to VTIQ, which Brendan was mentioning this one to us. Big time flush off the open, missed opportunity when it retook 23 even. It's trying to claw its way back. If it can't get past this consolidation range with 22 at the top, let's look for a rollover short in VTIQ, down 4%. So not everything is up in the market today. There are some names that are looking weak. Those are the ones that I'm trying to stick to. I see some of you guys are looking at that name, VTIQ to the sell side. I'm now stocking it if it can't get through that 22 mark.
VTIQ was a good stock for us the other day as well. As I take a sip of coffee here. Okay, yeah, NVIDIA, yeah, I know that. I was Bitcoin mining myself, so yeah, Bitcoin running the day there maybe for NVIDIA. Good look on that one, Paul, for you. Thank you for that. 119.50 here on Disney, guys. We're still long. This is the biggest stock here, biggest stock of the day, I would assume here. 119.50 for Disney. Just ramping it up in shares, guys. Taking it up. Now you're long. 114 and change. Our best out so far, 116.35. Obviously, that was $3 ago, so big win. We wish we would have held more of this stock, but we didn't. Okay, Boeing, before we go, I want to give a shout out to anyone trading Boeing as well. Up huge 8% today. I think the party still keeps going on a lot of these names, guys. 129.25. Your boy's going to go long for sure on Boeing. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Also, guys, sign up for the watch list. And our merch is available. I'm not sure what's up there, but definitely these things are. So the coffee cups, Trader TV Live. You can join us. Cheers it up here. If you get one, let us know. We'll have you on the show, and we can floss that off. So let me know if you do pick that up. But we are having, like we mentioned, guest traders on. We did have one last week, which was big as well for Rick. So we're gonna have more coming this week. But right now, SRNE, Moderna back to $80 again. We've taken a bath on this one. So I know Neil's traded it really well. We'll check this 82.50 maybe if it does break, guys.
Pretty much perfect, I do think, on that out. I really wish I had thought of a long trade on Moderna. I really wasn't looking at anything long at that bottom. We're able to get almost bottom wick. 76 had an iceberg, big buyer there. Sometimes the level 2 is going to tell you that story. You just see some big buyers stand up to a level and hold it up, and if it's already gone that far back in, remember, this got as high as $94. So at that point, you're looking at a $20 retracement almost. Massive 20% move to the downside. We're bouncing back here. Remember 82.50? Can't seem to get there. 81.57 is the top end of this move. Could be a nice little fade opportunity through that price. VTIQ looking like it is trying to roll over at that 22. But the name I was going to give you here, that over in the cannabis space, YCBD, can't hold 125, so this is a problem. It has to be able to hold that bottom. It did tick just lower. If it doesn't hold that, I'm not looking for the long. You can see that clean downward trend has still continued. I'm looking for a real consolidation and a hold of a low, put in a higher low, and then we can start thinking about going long this one again. It's still up 30%, but it's a huge pullback, and 97 cents is where it was Friday. It's probably the next level if it breaks through 120 here. That'd be your next area of obvious support, so that's what I'm watching here on YCBD. And SRNE, one last one, is why we get out. Choppy, choppy, choppy. 75 million worth of shares. It was doing all kinds of volatility. We make money on the long in front of 960. When it breaks, we had a couple of good shorts, got very, very greedy, ended up taking 20, 30 cent winners when we could have had 50 or 60, but thought it was going to be a home run. Still could be if it breaks at its 870 mark. Brendan, 10 o'clock now, so let's get happening now.
Hello. Yeah, we're not doing happening yet. Problem with the board, guys. We apologize if it's your first time today. We had a problem with Valeria's mic. It must be the evil Victoria Day ghosts that have haunted our system. So thank you for joining on, guys, today, and we'll get those problems figured out. I just went to 119 here on Disney. That's going to be my out. We've bounced a couple times off 118. I just can't believe this huge winner here. This is $6. So we had the idea to go long off the open, and unfortunately went long way too many shares, but now we're heading to the upside here. We're going to get out at 119 if that does fade through. Maybe a decent time to look short as the future's failing here at 29.30, just a little bit. We got as high as 29.38, but right now, there it is. Disney to be out soon here as we crack down through 119. But we are now ready as the ghosts of Switchboard Past have left us. What's up, Brendan?
There we go. Yeah, thank you. A little bit of technical issues to start the week, but bear with us. Let's have a look at North American markets. Nicely higher, obviously, right across the board, as we've been mentioning. The S&P 500, 2.5% now to the upside. Great way to start the week. The Dow Jones, same story, 3%, pushing 3% to the upside. Yes, 702 points for the Dow at this point today. NASDAQ tech stocks kind of lagging a little bit compared to these two. Obviously, we are in positive territory, but not as high as the other two. The Russell small caps having a really good day. Yeah, that is a correct number there. 5.3% for small caps. The TSX obviously closed today for Memorial Day, given the ACB not trading. 0.8% to the upside for the futures, however, that are open on the electronic side. The BOVESPA down in Brazil still trading higher as well. 3.5%. Housing data just out, guys. That was actually in line with expectations. So some of the housing names might be in play, guys.
Okay, we'll have a look
SRNE, this is a really frustrating name here. Is a thank you, Valeria, for the refill on the coffee. We're going to need it. ACB just took out 15. I was mentioning there. Looks like a bit of a key level. Huge rollover at 17. Now trying to hold below VWAP. Pre-market top area, 1550. I think that's worth looking at in terms of an out. I'm going to be going into the short here, giving it to basically only that 1515 area. So I think if you can short around this price, you get like 98, 97, something like that, then work into some maybe around VWAP here. That'd be a good entry point. But there goes SRNE. The only short I do have on, we talked about 70 breaking a second ago. It tried to shake us out there. Once it failed to get back to 9 even, I jumped into some more shares at 880. You're now seeing the flush. We've broken through that 860 mark, so 850 squarely in favor here. We're taking 30-cent wins, 25, 30-cent wins, and still trying to hold for the home run on half of my position here. I'm going to hit the slap shot again, but I feel like when I celebrated last time on the short a little bit early on SRNE, didn't quite get us that huge breakthrough. At some point, I feel like there's a 5-10% win in there in SRNE, but the volume is so big, it might make more sense to just use more shares and get smaller wins than you're expecting. But here comes 850. If we can break through this, the seller right here, buyer right here. We got 880 average price to the south side, looking for a bigger win. Give it to me. I know we're being greedy here in SRNE. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, never know how far these things can go. And there's Disney, guys. We basically hit the perfect. You can't do it any better than that unless you got its exact top wick there. So we give it up here once it breaks through. I mean, I gave the trade to you guys. Long 114, out right there, 119, so a decent little out. Like I said, trading with a little bigger shares, so you got to get out a little bit here as it's making that move up, especially when I couldn't believe the move. I didn't think Disney had 9-10% in it today, but it does. So Disney now to the upside, good little trade happening right there, but we are officially out of it. We don't have anything on right now, so we're going to look to get in to a few names, guys, including Boeing, as we're going to look to see. But you can see the futures now fading back in. It's still bouncing a couple times. I do like this break, guys. 129.25. If that does happen, again, let's break this down to maybe a 15-minute chart just to see some levels of where we may be going if that does happen. We're waiting for the chart to load. So right now, taking its sweet time, but Boeing, we'll get back to that if we do get in. We may not get into this one, guys. So we're always waiting to see if it does top out here. 119 to the top side. Not really certain about a downward move. If there's anything going to be going down, I've been liking Apple to the downside. However, it's my biggest loser today, so we'll have to wait to see if that one's going to come through. But Apple maybe breaking through 311.80 isn't a horrible trade. I just wonder if these futures aren't already a little over exhausted here as we go. What is that level? Yeah, 311.68 or so on Apple. We'll try one more short there, see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll give it up, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to take more shares out for a 20-cent win on SRNE. That's fine. We're going to continue to hold a core short position. I do see a question about Moderna. I haven't gotten back to it just yet. It is my best trade in the day. People want to know why I went long in the pre-market. You're looking for positive news, and I was hoping for that open bounce as some people digest the news and buy off the open. That didn't happen, but you see that support level. It was first a breakout through this 86.50 area. Resistance in the pre-market really, really early, a breakout through that price. It tested and bounced a couple of times, so I worked the position in front of it. Once that level was gone, however, I was out, and I was hunting for a short. Missed the open short, waited for the consolidation, found a seller, jumped into the short at that point. You got to be willing to pay to play here, and I think if you wanted the chance that it was going to retest that 94, that also would have been a $6 or $7 winner, which we got to the south side. So both those trades are worth it as long as you had an out. That was the reasoning behind that long, even though the pullback is usually what I'm hunting. When you get a more legitimate company with a stronger piece of news there, I think it's worthwhile to try that long at times, especially if you have an out. SRNE is one we're going to get back to in a second. I know some of you are watching. Codex, our good friend from last week. Marcus, thank you for always reminding me about this stock. It just failed at 1940 and now consolidating lower. This could be a possible shot here to roll this one over again. If it does want to hold here, this 1880 marker, so you build it. I don't love shorting in front of VWAP or above VWAP, but if you have a tight stop, it can be a reasonable one. Whether you give it to 19 or you give it to 1880, either one looks like a decent opportunity, but it is 1010. It is time for some upgrades and downgrades with Brennan.
No, it does not work. So there it goes again. We will get to upgrades and downgrades. Thank you for that when it's ready. Brendan will be at the big board here. Microsoft 185. Let's go long here when it does break. We're looking at a 185 break on Microsoft. Give it back down here until about 184.50. So we'll play those even breaks on Microsoft. Why didn't that trigger yet? Oh, 185.02 here. We're waiting for the trigger. So as it's bouncing around 185, we will wait for that one. We'll wait for my ear to hear when we're going to throw over to you, Brendan. And when that happens, Brendan will be back with upgrades and downgrades. Very important, guys, if you're looking for some of these names. Wow, GE over $6 now. So there we go. We are now in our softy position, but GE looking at $6 right in the face here. Let me see what's happening here with GE as this name looks to be big sell side. Here, I'm going to try to extend this over just a little bit so we can see what's on the level too. Yeah, a lot of sellers here, a lot of stock for sale. GE, 54 million shares. Yeah, Microsoft, 185. We're in that one now, 185 long. Now it's Brendan time. What's up?
Hey, yeah, let's do upgrades and downgrades, guys. Very important to have a look at what is moving around on this board so far today. Best Buy, the big winner so far, a nice move. Kraft Heinz also upgraded today. Sean mentioned NVIDIA. We were talking about that little Save or Spirit Airlines down there catching an upgrade, more than 7%. Even positive on the downgrade side outside of Square. That actually just went negative, so a big move down. Cassava Sciences, we were looking at a little bit on Friday after an interesting move to the upside on some news. There's NVIDIA coming back to the downside as well, just as we speak, trying to test that little bit of support that we found on the way down from the initial move higher. We'll jump over to Square here. Yeah, big move down. We had a nice pop back above 81, but look at this. We're right back down to 79. Square pushing to the downside so far. Guys, that's a look at upgrades and downgrades. Back over.
You know, I'm going to take that.
Thank you, Brendan. And look, we're just going to go arrows down for SRNE. Here goes 850. I just took some out for a 30-cent win at that 854 mark. Now you're going to see if we can't get that home run. Here's this pre-market level. I did try a short here in the pre-market twice. Couldn't get past 840. We are now 40 cents in the money. I'm still looking for that 10% type of move. We can get down towards 8 even. That's the move we've been hoping for the bigger flush on SRNE. It's been gangbusters both long side and short side in this one. I have not, for those asking, I have not gone long mRNA. It is approaching the 82.50 seller. I want to see if they're still selling up at that price before I jump into that one. So right now it's just SRNE holding on for the home run trade. Again, you got to play these pullbacks when you see them. It consolidates lower and lower than a key level. It tries to bust back through towards that 950, fails to do so twice. At that point, you jump into the shorts. Hold on for dear life, reload where you can. That's what the name of the game is when you're playing the trend.
Yeah, and there's a big win there. Thank you to Brendan. We go Dancing Gorilla now. Square, wow, nice little trade there. Breaking that day's bottom there, thanks for that. Didn't even realize it was downgraded. That's why you got to pay attention, guys. Brendan for the big win there. Downgrade on Square here, 78.72 we get in. We just take some out 40s there. So again, in 2 minutes, it's a quick 50-cent winner. So there we go. So we hit the confetti on that one. More to come though. Not good right now because I'll tell you why. We're short Apple here and long Microsoft. So one of these is going to win and one of these is going to lose as they'll move together. So we'll wait to see here on this one. I have a little more shares in Microsoft than I do Apple. However, Apple almost double the price of Microsoft. It moves a little bit differently. So we're going to win and lose on one of these ones. Square, take that profit, comes right back. Let's just wait to see. I think this one could be a home run. I was looking to see where we could consolidate. I think 77.90. There's even further consolidation down here at 77.20. So I don't know if we get there, guys, but I do like Square looking like a little bit of a downside move here on that downgrade. So good call, Brendan. What else you got for us?
I just noticed some of the retailers moving here, guys. Looks like everyone's over the whole Victoria's Secret story because L Brand's up 15% on the day. Huge move above 12 even, from 12 up to 12.50. A great look for LB, guys.
And I just put up the gates of hell a little bit early, but when you hit your target, I talked about 850 breaking. I wanted that 10% move. You're short there at an average price of 880. Yeah, we got it out in front of 8 even. Arrows down on SRNE. That's, look, it's one of those trades. Long in front of a key pivot point, and then short when it breaks it. It's one of those things you have to pay attention to. If you're not getting the watch list, make sure you do. We track all of the names at 9 o'clock to 9:30. They're on the list. Go through what we think about them. SRNE was certainly on it. Talked about the positions that I was going to put on and the prices that we liked. And then, of course, after that halt, you know what I'm going to do on a downside halt? I'm going to stock those shorts after it. That's what we're working with here. A couple of shorts on the way down here. First above 9 and then below that 9 even break. Either way, we get that $8 target we're looking for. I know some of you are looking for NVAX here. Obviously, there's been a lot of profitability to be had, but I will add that one to my quote board and then get back into this one. As also Codex is looking like an entry opportunity. Both those names firmly on the radar for me now that we've had those home runs on Moderna and SRNE.
Yeah, guys, and here's a nice little home run as well. Yeah, good look on all those vaccine names as they just keep on motoring for sure. SRNE down, well, both down, I guess. Okay, Square down now to 78 and change. This is where we talked about it. Let's get out of a little bit here, 78.05 or so to go if we can on Square. Let's just see, it does crack below. There it is. So nice little out again on Square. So this stock looking like a nice little win here, needless to say, onto the downside for this name. Okay, Apple. We've been taking some out here, but like I said, the market taking up here. We can't be long Apple and, short Apple and long Microsoft. So right now, those two kind of working side by side, but I don't really like it. So we're gonna have to evaluate this as we go. But is it Brendan again? What's up, bud?
Yeah, there's some earnings today, guys. EA, Electronic Arts, was one of them. They reported in the pre-market here. You can see big flush off the open from 118 to 115, but nice recovery here all the way back to 117. We'll see what happens. Some interesting levels from Friday coming into play here. 117 up to about 117.50 for EA, guys.
And thank you, Marcus. I love it when you throw that in there. We definitely appreciate it. I am looking at Codex. I know you're all over that one. Hopefully you got a win here. I was distracted by obviously some other moving names, but I do like that 880 level. It's trying to hold it. It could almost be a break through this price. Play it in either direction. Long for a scalp in front of high of the day. Otherwise, dig into a short. I think the short, you're looking for more potential in terms of how far it can run for you. The long, you're probably going to take out for 40, 50 cent scalp if you can get it. We've seen how that thing fell last couple of weeks, and certainly at the end of last week, it was a big time sell-off. Bounce on SRNE. Let's see if we can't watch that. If it fails at 860, I'll roll into a short one more time. But right now, hunting Codex, 1880, key level on that. MRNA is gone. No seller at 8250. It's $1 higher than that. I'm going to look for a possible retracement. If it's not going to, I don't think it'll go parabolic. I think 94 is probably the top for the day. At some point, it'll roll, and I'm going to try to short it.
Yeah, we can't celebrate too much here for our Microsoft trade because for some reason, like I said here, we go short once again on Apple. I actually forgot that one was in there. We do like the long. So Apple right here, we have to manage this one. We've been getting out of it. But our Microsoft is a beautiful win. This is many more shares, just not as great as a win as Microsoft or Apple is a loser right now. So we'll fall in a hole because we did forget about that Apple short there. But maybe it's coming back in as Microsoft trying to get above 185. It gets as high as 185.20. We'll wait to see as now here we come down. Side the futures may be coming downside again. We get out of a little bit more Apple here, but Apple so far today has been a flush. Everything else has been quite a nice little winner here. As Square tests down here 78. Now that's making a move back up on these futures spiking. So a few longs working out here. If you are long, good on you. NVAX also, guys, another 26% today. Wow on that one.
Yeah, and it looks like, look, my out on the last long here in CCL should not have been my last trade. We should have jumped right back into it when it did put in a higher low and it put in a higher high as well. So trend still looks like it's to the upside. 1425 was a breakout the first time. 1425 was a turnaround here in the midway of this little move. 1425 is where I'm triggering long into this one. So if it gets down in front of 14, maybe you grab a little bit of a position in front. I prefer the breakout trade. Confirm that we're going to go towards those highs. You are getting a leveling off in the futures, as well as to see the ES basically holding this 3% mark, and the NASDAQ, it's a very similar story, holding this top end range below 9,300. So I don't want to jump into longs too early. I haven't had one in a while. Codex short, looking at 1425 breakout long on CCL. I will not go long unless it breaks that price.
Okay, yeah, CCL, AAL, a bunch of cruise lines there that I haven't looked at, but they've been good, including AAL, that's for sure. Okay, as we keep going here, thank you for all the love. Join us on Twitter as well. Follow Neil, myself, and Brendan as we continue to tweet out throughout the day and throughout the evening and whenever we see something pretty interesting here. So Microsoft still that long, Apple still that short, and Square still that short. Brendan, what up, bud?
Colgate, guys, nice look for CL here, 2.3%, just coming back up to day highs, got rejected there. It's 70, 60, 70, 50, bit of a pullback, but right back to the highs. So big time volume behind this move for CL. It was Jeffries with an upgrade on this one today, guys.
Yeah, definitely worth a look. I know for some of you, someone was actually mentioning it. It's a good point. They like CCL to the short side, and we have different time frames. I think certainly as an active day trader, one of the things I like to do is play the trend until it breaks. If this takes out 14 and then this 1390 area, there'll be lots of opportunity and liquidity to be able to get into the short as far as I'm concerned. So if it does want to hold this upward trajectory, that's what a 1425 break would mean. If I was more bullish, then I would certainly just be buying here. But with the fact that it's pulled back off of 1450 is exactly why I'm only scalping longs on that break, as opposed to just immediately holding a core position. Codex is all I got on right now. I did mention this one. We like the rollover in front of that 1880. I think you can take some shares off in front of VWAP, not get too greedy, get your 30, 40 cent scalp, see if you can't hold the rest to 18, even get a bit of a bigger winner here, or build a short position if it does want to consolidate right around that 1830 mark. Either one is going to be a fantastic way to approach it. 1880 is my out, 1870 short, already in the money for us. Hope you guys are playing along. Codex has been a fun one. The last few weeks. I mean, almost every single day it feels like there's good volatility to be had in this name. So Codex, once again, is short in the money. SRNE is trying to break that 8 even mark. I think that's a short again if it breaks that price, guys.
Okay, yeah, good look on all of those names, guys. As Apple to the upside. So again, we've fallen the hole on Apple, but we are obviously, we talked about this over and over again. We still are long this Microsoft. One trade here, 185.02. It's not nearly as volatile to say, I guess, as Apple. So this one's going to need to get going here, especially if the futures want to get up to this high. I do like Microsoft long, but Apple has just been so much of a better stock here. Since we went long Microsoft, Apple has gone up $1.50. Microsoft has sat there. So right now, Microsoft and Apple kind of playing that catch-up game. So we'll wait to see. Hopefully, Microsoft can get going, as we have a decent winner on decent amount of shares, but 185.03, looking for more upside on this one. Hopefully, it can go, and we'll do a little more celebration than we have been. But right now, we need this Microsoft to go. Love this name, but look, guys, it's weak. Doesn't look like it wants to. So let's capture some profits here and wait for the bigger move on maybe half. We got to take some out. It just doesn't want to go.
Yeah, and mRNA just doesn't want to seem to hold that upside, but it's back below that 82.50 mark. It did resist at 84. Not a random level necessarily. If you do see off the open, there was a tight bit of a bounce here at that price, and it was a level in the pre-market as well. So it's trying to get its legs back to the upside. I do want to see if it holds this little channel. It looks like it'll be a sell probably through 81 on Moderna. We'll definitely get back into this one. We've been scouting the short in that. SRNE just keeps bouncing off this $8 mark, guys. The big time buy action. I am taking the break of 8 even to the downside. At some point, this is where we got out, of course, in front. At some point, if it can manage to get past that 840 mark, it could turn into a bit of a buy scalp up to about 880 or so, so about 25, 30 cent scalp there if you want to take that kind of a trade. That'll be a break through 840, looking for 20 pennies or so. Codex holding 850 right now. Not going to add to the position. We're only looking to take off 30 or 40 pennies on the first half, and then a hold to see if we can get to 18 even. That's the short that I'm working with, but now looking for a possible long break, 840 on SRNE as well.
WFC, we were looking at that through 25. That doesn't seem to be doing anything as Apple coming back to the downside now finally. But of course, that means Softy is as well. We've been taking some out. So yeah, the market now trying to fade back down. Microsoft appears to be weak, so that's good. We'll put that in our cap and watch out for a Microsoft move to the downside. We still got Square, Apple short, and Microsoft long as we continue to look. Brendan brought us to our attention earlier, Facebook. That one was moving to the upside, but still, tech today, a little laggard considering the market's up 3%. Tech giving some back. I guess there's a rotation out of some of these bigger names here, not out of Apple, but out of some of these high-flying tech names and probably into some more value. We do see bank stocks making some moves upside today as well. So I did want to talk about WFC, and that one not near 25. That was going to be our breakout spot there. We went close to it and missed it, so that would have been a great short. But right now, WFC, I'm going to take that off my watch list and go to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's talk about some small cap names. We mentioned a whole bunch of them. If you joined us at 9 o'clock this morning, let's get into a few. On the review side, this is what happens when you have a stop that is too tight. VTIQ, I mentioned 2330 to 2350. So 2350, the upper line, had a stop above that, worked into the short and blown out through the top, only to watch it reverse and fall $2.50 in the right direction. It ended up going to about 80 there, 75.80 before it actually turned. But what a flush on VTIQ. If you were watching that one, hope you caught it because I got stopped out. YCBD, that little cannabis name off of earnings, gapping up this morning. 150 to 155 was support in the pre-market, gets broken. Easy level to work off of, down to about 125. Stress-free scalps on a name like that. Codex, not so stress-free today. Wow, what a move this thing had, from 1750 all the way to 1940 and then all the way back down again. Great opportunity scalping this both directions this morning if you're watching Codex. Great range and volume on that one. This is SRNE. We mentioned, 850 on SRNE. When I see a candle like this, all at once, it gets halted. If it wasn't halted, would have broken 850. I love that look. When you get a trending stock to the upside, big flush to the downside on huge volume, that is now broken to me, so wait for the bounce. If I am taking a short above a level that I wanted to be short, I'm taking a tenth of what I would want as far as size below that level. So now we're below 850, trying to hold below 850, so working back into it once again. So lots of opportunity right across the board in small cap world today, guys. Back over to you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Speaking of those small caps, I did talk about that 840 break on SRNE. Already took some out there for just about a 10-cent win. As it gets later on in the day, in the afternoon Friday, I was taking 5 10-cent wins because it was so active and the range does tighten up that I think you do tighten your expectations a little bit. I did think it can get to 880, so we'll hang on to some shares, see if you can't get 25, 30 cents like we mentioned. But 840 break, I did try to add to it, was unable to get shares at the price I wanted. So we'll ride this one to the upside. I do anticipate it could have some trouble and slow down at 880. That's why I'm targeting that for about a 25-cent win on the rest of the shares that we have on. Outside of that, I'll throw the position board up for you. It's just one other name. It's shorting Codex. I could have taken some out at VWAP when we had that 1870 short. Probably should have. That was about 30, 40 cent win like I said I would do. I got a little bit greedy with that one. It's just that short at 70 with an 80 reversal. And then the long on SRNE here at 42, already taken 10 cents, looking for 25 on the rest. I am still looking at Moderna, still below that 82.50 mark for a roll down. I'd almost like to see it break out to the downside through 80 once again before jumping back into that stock. But here goes SRNE. Ignore this wick. Didn't really go to 90. If it did, I would already be out.
Yeah, guys, and yeah, another name that's rolling and rocking, and apologize again for being out too early, but we take the profit. It's one of my top stocks. Look at Roku, guys, 116. You take that and you win if you still got it. And we did great on this trade, 117.75. I mean, absolutely no complaints on that one, but it is now near highs. So I got to hold these ones a little bit more for you guys. Hopefully you did. I see that UCAN there, so good thing you held it if you did. Roku now flying to the upside here. We've averaged in a little bit into Square as that one keeps going. Oh no, we didn't. We missed that. Okay, but I am going to average in here around $79. Square keeps flying to the top side there. We did talk about that one catching a downgrade. So we've already captured our profits a little bit in Square, 70 plus cents. Now we're back to flat. Wouldn't mind averaging in and getting out somewhere up here if we approach that VWAP. But right now Square, no problem, but just coming back down. Looking for an average in on this one as Apple and Softy. Softy's really still my biggest position. Still waiting to hear on this one, but it looks pretty negative. We've been cashing out, but it will be a loser, obviously, when we get out of this one, breaking through 184.50. Not really sure why this has been so sluggish, but maybe it has some catching up to do. And if it does, we're on it, but we're long 20 cents from here, 185.02, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to throw the alley-oop action. Basketball is not back. We do hope it comes back at some point. Watch those playoffs, but we're hitting slam dunks on SRNE. We did have that 880 target. There was a big seller at 75, so I just jumped in front at 74 and took that out. So we do get, it's about 23 cent winner. We targeted 25 to 30 on the second half. I'm not going to get too picky when I see a seller jump in. It's close enough to target to be able to just get out of your shares. 10 penny scalp first and the 23 cents out there. Basically caught the bottom. And the only thing I think we could have done differently is when we call that $8 as a low in our target for the short, when it bounced off there the second time, that was probably a long at 805, 810 or so the first time. So maybe we gave away an extra 30 cents on another entry point there, but you can't be absolutely perfect. SRNE, however, it's giving you all these fantastic entries, but look, it's still in a bit of a retracement trend. It can't seem to get back to that 9 even mark so far. So it does seem like the short overall feels pretty good. And if we go to the higher time frame, and what we've been talking about is where this hung out all afternoon. There was just so much volume taking place in that $7 range, 50 cents below and above. If it gets down there again, obviously next level of support is 7 to 750, but it's really going to have to break that $8 mark. And when it does, I am going to be short when this breaks $8. I'm
still liking, I see it there. Again, I keep missing the chat who's talking to me about it, but Boeing right here, guys, I still do like it, man, breaking through the top. We're going to wait to see. I mean, all of this sort of market action hasn't been much, but Boeing's held strong. So we'll wait to see 129.30. We'll still take that one to the top side and see if we can't win on Boeing long. But right now, yeah, I mean, Microsoft's still bouncing around. That Square now coming back down. I'm so surprised we didn't. I thought I got that reload at 79, but I guess not. I went through, but we missed it. But anyways, Square coming back downside. Still a decent winner here, Brendan. But what else you got for us?
A little mid-cap biotech, guys. VIR Biotech, 25% to the upside. They released some data from a recent trial for a treatment they're working on for COVID-19 patients. So not necessarily a vaccine or a cure, but a treatment for patients. That data obviously better than expected. So nice look here for VIR up 25%, guys.
Okay.
Man,
yeah.
ACB just cannot seem to stop itself. It does not want to consolidate anywhere. It tried at 16, then it was a breakout through that price. It just broke high of day. At this point, you know what? I like to scout for short opportunities in a stock like this. You know what? Until it breaks this trend, let's just look for some longs. I think you got to be looking for pullbacks to 1650. That level at 17, which is a breakout, could also be support. Otherwise, down at VWAP, either one of those three ones. If we get any consolidation at those prices, we're going to be jumping into a long trade for the first time in ACB. Just too much of a high flyer to ignore. Back to SRNE for a little bit here. I know it's going to be the most active name in terms of volume, at least. It's been my number 2 after Moderna. It is trying to fade back in, and our breakout was at 840. So 840 to 880 was the range that we called. It's still hanging out there. If it does manage to hold this low, I think you can grab one more long up to VWAP. Otherwise, you're basically looking to fade this one in front of $9 and play inside the range for your 25 to 30 cent scalp. If it breaks to the downside, I'm still looking for 8 even. If you're short here, 8's probably your short-term target, so just make sure you have a risk parameter that allows you to do that. You're giving up 30, 40 cents in either direction, so just be careful shorting right here in the middle of the range on SRNE. Moderna, this one is starting to get a little bit tricky, guys. It's now back above that 82.50 mark again, and watch, it's just holding, bouncing above VWAP, below $1 or $2. You really need to break away from these prices, so if it can't take out 84 upside or can't take out 80.50 or 80 even to the downside, I'm staying away altogether from Moderna. Brennan, what do you got?
One we were looking at a little bit end of last week, Cassava Sciences here up again today, 9.5%. We tested this $2 area right off the bat. Wish I saw that held early on Friday's session as well. And then what a move all the way up to above 230. Going to take the pre-market highs out here soon for SABA, guys.
Oh, come on, Brendan. You didn't see that? I mean, what else are you doing?
Supposed to see everything.
Just joking around. Yeah, Brendan trading, finding us the news, and making sure he has all the breaking for us. So good job there, Brendan. Thank you so much. Microsoft to the upside here. I mean, finally, we still have half of our position. Looks like it may finally be breaking out here. We are crushed out of our Apple there. That's gone. So crushed out of Apple. That's kind of a funny thing to say. Let's put on Apple right there. I like this logo as well. We'll have to go back over to Tesla and see about that one. ACB, though, in Toronto, I keep wanting to go back to that one. Still not open. So
it's a holiday.
Oh yeah, it's a holiday, duh. Remember you talked about that? That makes sense. I was gonna say, what about Canada Goose? That's also not open. So, okay, it's a holiday here. Thank you for that one. I was wondering why, but that makes sense. Wow, ACB though, this is the one, not .NF. Come on, .NY, there we go. Upside 17.8 now. Wow, 54%. I know a lot of you guys were talking about that. You get a great pullback into this pre-market area and then bang into the upside. But guys, remember, this stock was reverse split 10 to 1. So when you're at $1.70 right now, a lot of traders stuck long way before this. So nice little move back up. It was like an 80% move on Friday, followed by this kind of a move right now. So yeah, good look there on the holiday, duh. Okay, Microsoft to the upside here, 185.07 still kicking. So I'm waiting for this thing to break out. Obviously, we still have our 184.50 on the back end here. But guys, these are real trades with real liquidity. So hopefully we can make these trades happen for you. Neil trading SRNE, Moderna, a whole bunch of names, CCL. I'm sort of on more
Sean,
bigger
speaking
names.
of CCL there, guys, 1425 was a breakout long, but watch this channel that we're now making, 1405 to the downside. Looks like it's going to be a good short opportunity. I'm not going to touch this in the middle. It's kind of a reoccurring theme you're going to hear me say. I don't want it to just sit here and play inside the range. If I wanted to be that active, just go over to SRNE, which has done 100 million in volume, not CCL. So 1425 break still works for a long, but the short now, 1405, just watch out. If it immediately fails at 14 even, it might give you a nice chance to reload at 1420 very rapidly on that kind of a short trade. So bracket style order here, upside and downside. We're playing any break of the range on the Carnival here. Still watching Moderna. Still playing in the middle just like this. If it doesn't break out, you don't want to play. Like Codex. Finally, Marcus, you got out early. I did not. I just took some out at VWAP there. So that's a nice little 30-cent win. And then we want to see if we can't hold this one to 18 even. Codex, I'm looking for a bigger trade on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking for a bigger trade here as well on a bunch of different names, including Microsoft. Doesn't seem to want to go as the futures go. So we switch it up, and we are long our friend here, JP Morgan at 86 and change. You can see, guys, just trying to take out like I always talk about some consolidation. So if you look at JP Morgan right here, I still can't believe I forgot about that being Victoria Day. Right here, guys, this is a little consolidation channel, if I can get it going the right way. Right here, in here. So 88.50 top side, 88 even backside. So now we go long as it looks like it's trying to break above. Futures trying here as well, guys. So we may have some decent opportunities in JP Morgan as we come out. Yeah, look at that. Trying to get backside. We'll see. Like I said, if we do take this, our out can be some here, maybe at VWAP, which I know is only like a 20-cent win. And then we'll try to get back up here, 89.20. But I did hear in my ear, Mr. Brendan.
Yeah, JPM looking a little bit strong there. Goldman, not so much. Had some news on Goldman to start the day. But yeah, the banking group trying to get back to the upside. Have a look at the hotels too, guys. Look at Marriott here, up almost 13%, just breaking two-day highs here. So some of the hotels showing strength as well, guys.
They're up 13%, and like JP Morgan's only up 3%. You know, look, when you're day trading, you just sort of trade the price action. Scratch your head sometimes, but it is a nice little bottom being formed here. I was going to make an analogy, but I'll stay away from that one here on JPM. Use your imagination. If it's going to take out VWAP here, I think it's going to be interesting at add point, but it is putting in some higher lows. I feels like with the market struggling to get through 9,300, you are going to get a better opportunity to long in front of that 88. I don't think it's going to be a direct breakout from here, so I would rather prefer to go long 88.30 or so on a little bit of a pullback on JP Morgan if it was up to me. We'll definitely see what the price action tells us. SRNE, I am looking for another chance to get into this one as we just got long in Carnival and a 14.25 break. Just got long at 28. We'll add if it wants to hold that 14 mark, but 14.05 is the reversal on that stock. SRNE now consolidating 840 to 850. I think if you're looking for a short trade here, you can give this one to 880 again if you're shorting the top end of the range at 860. So that's the next look I'm doing in SRNE. One long Carnival here at 1428. Short over in Codex. That's 50 cents in the money. 1870s are short. Looking for 18 even on and out in that one.
We have long here, Boeing as well. We talk about taking that one to the long side. So here we go, long 192. Sorry, 192. I keep looking at the wrong prices. 129.32. So instantly a nice little 20 cents here on Boeing. We're going to try to take some out as we go upside on this name. JP Morgan now working for us as well. Let's go, market. We got hella longs. Let's just put up, if we can, let's update our position board and I'll throw it to you guys. I'm going to try to hold some of these. So here we go. These are the spots that we have on right now, as I hope my mic doesn't fall. Boeing long 129.32, 40 cents in the money. JP Morgan long 8 cents in the money. Here comes Microsoft. That's 11 cents in the money finally. And Square, we're basically flat on that one, but that's my only short right now, and that is 12 cents in the money. So let's hope. There we go. Boeing. Nice little win on Boeing, guys. Check that out. Boeing to the top side. Hold on a second. Let me call it up first. Boeing right there. Nice out for a quick little 70 cents. So there it is. We'll hit the floss. You guys know that one. We've been rating on for that as the money comes raining down. Finally for Boeing. Let's keep going, guys. To the upside in Boeing. Nice little 70-cent win. That's why we get excited now. Let's go, Boeing. Boeing to the top side now. 8+%. Here we come. JP Morgan also nice little win right now too. So the day is turning around here. Just wish I never shorted that Apple on that one trade. But everything moving to the upside now. What a day here. Let's go. Keep going, guys.
Yeah, and if you guys were watching that Carnival, you still have an opportunity. If you do feel a little bit bullish on the name, it is trying to break out through the upside. If you want a tight stop, you could go with like 14, 15 just below VWAP. I like that 14.05 mark that we're going to reverse to the short side. Seems more reasonable to me from a risk to reward standpoint. We'll add to our position if it holds VWAP, and then we'll look to take some out in front of high of day and see if you can't get a bigger runner. We're now above that 9,300 mark, so we are getting bullish in the market, guys. Only short I'm working with is that SRNE, which is going to follow a different path, and of course Codex. But if you look at some of these movers here, I think there's going to be a chance. Sean talked about JP Morgan, but it's all about CCL for me to the upside, up 12% as well. I just sort of prefer that name to some of the airlines or maybe a Marriott. CCL has just been a better trade for me, a better read overall. So we're going to add to this one in front of 20s, take some off in front of 1450, ride this train, guys.
Yeah, here goes Microsoft. You want to talk about riding a train. Hello, slap shots all over the place right now. And finally, Boeing breaks through 130. That's why we hit that chicken dinner for you guys as well. So we go bullish here on these names, man. Boeing, hopefully you have this with me. Been talking about this the whole time. Well structured, given to you. Thanks for bringing it up. There's another dollar. Look, you want a dollar winner in 2 minutes. I'm your guy. Cash register that one as we go. Nice little $2 winner. Okay, JP Morgan, guys. Still looking at that one, 88.62. Told you we have a decent amount of position. We're looking to get some out here. That's where we did. So we got some out in the 70s. We're now going to wait. I don't think this is going to be a monster winner. The banks don't seem to want to go today, so we'll wait here. I mean, look at this. Ding, ding, ding. Nice little uptick. We got to take advantage of some of this. So we'll wait to see if we can't get out some more in front of 89. If it breaks through 89, will be huge, but then we'll get 89.20 back on the look outside for that one. Boeing still now. There's Boeing, a clean dollar, guys. So you want, I mean, we'll hit the cowbell again. We're happy. Winners abound here, but right now, looks like we're ready for the big screen. And the screen looks pretty nice. Again, guys, if you are looking for money on the long side, let's throw it over to Brendan for Sector Watch.
Yeah, absolutely. A sea of blue. Reuters icon uses blue as positive, so we'll have to deal with that. Yeah, here's the banks right here. We were talking about strength coming from the financial sector. So this entire group in positive territory so far, led by the individual banks. So WFC here, TFC, CMA, KeyBank there, Region Financial, 6.5% for all of those so far today. So really nice day for the financial group, even the insurance names, AIG, LNC, and UNM. Leading those higher, about 7% right across the board for the banking sector. Consumer discretionary stocks, the other big winners on the day. We mentioned some of the hotels bouncing back. There's Marriott. We talked about 12.5%. LVS right beside it. There's Hilton, MGM, all in positive territory, up more than 7% each. There's the cruise lines as well. RCL, NCLH, and CCL all up about 12% at this point. So some of the hotels and cruise lines in positive territory. Here's all of the, or not all of the retail names, but there's L Brands, KSS, BBY, all nicely higher on the day. Expedia, we looked at 14%. There's Booking.com up 10%. Really nice day for some of the consumer stocks today. Industrial shares also in positive territory. The entire group is in positive territory. UAL, DAL, and LUV leading the airlines so far to the upside. If you're looking for some weakness, there's a few names in the tech sector there that are in negative territory. Overall, though, tech stocks definitely positive. Some of the healthcare names in positive territory, more specifically pharmaceutical companies to the downside today. And down in the corner there, consumer staple stocks also a little bit on the weak side. Overall, though, really nice way to start the week. 2.8%, guys, now for the S&P. Back over to you.
Guys, chicken dinner, more chicken dinners here, guys. Square, we average into that short. Now we're cashing out. We're hella long everything, but right now Square, guys, 79.16. So that's a nice little trade for us. Short now, 79.16 on Square. So big trade on that short as well. Square, one of my number one stocks today for sure. Boeing, though, taking that over right now. Big trade here on Boeing, guys. 129.34 in and then out on the upside as we keep letting this one run. This is $1 plus in the money for us as we speak. JP Morgan also, I told you this wouldn't be a big trade, but we do have shares, so we're just taking them out here. 20-cent winners, 88.80. It's having a problem skipping that. We're long at 88.60. You can see right here and getting some out, guys. Follow me, Twitter, follow Neil, follow all of us here as we continue to post and have some fun. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Big show here. I hope you're enjoying it, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the moon. I mean, CCL is a gift that keeps on giving. Carnival, like I said, will take some shares out in front of 1450. You do want to see if it can take out the high of the day. Jarhead was just asking, and it's a good question. If it fails to break through the high of day, consolidates lower than that, am I looking to go short? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can also look over in some of the other names just to be sure that I'm not getting a better price in maybe Norwegian or something else. But for now, I would be looking to fade this one if it can't take out 1450. But you still got a strong market. I like the upside play here. Of course, we had positive news. That's what's leading this charge. SRNE, bit of a frustrating trade here for me, as I did take a bit of a bathroom break. I did think we were going to get a fill here to short in front of that 1880 mark in consolidation. 1880 has been my out for any short trades. I started a position here at 55. I want a price in the mid 60s to high 60s. So if 80 breaks, I'm only risking 10 to 15 pennies or so. Was unable to get that fill. We'll just leave it in there. See if we can't get that fill. I'm sitting at about 72. I think that's a worthwhile entry point. But it's just 3 positions. I have Carnival long at 1428. Still short in Codex, believe it or not. That one, it really looks like it wants to go I think there's no reason not to hang on to it. Of course, my out 1880, I will try to get some more shares if it does get back up to that 60-70 mark where I am short and looking to get out in front of 18 even. Codex, a bit of a sleepy-ish trade, but you can still make some nice scalps, 30 to 50 cents, maybe more than that because that's what I'm holding for. But just 3 positions on. Strong market, and I only have 1 long, unfortunately, and it looks like it should have been 2. We did talk about the bottom on YCBD. I was probably a little bit too patient. It gave you a break finally. This one's gonzo now. You're probably looking for a pullback to 140. That's what I will be waiting for. If I go long, it has to retrace down towards that price. Still plenty of room to the top end here. Got to $2.11 in the pre-market. So if it wants to continue an upward trend, there's lots of room to go. So wait for that pullback. Be patient. Lots of volume. Lots of potential. Brendan, what do you got?
Speaking of lots of volume, guys, little China-based online education company GSX here, down 7% still, but was a heck of a lot more than that. We got all the way down here to $29. There was a muddy water short call on this one today, so a huge move to the downside for GSX. We are recovering though, back to 33 and a half now, but huge mover, GSX, guys.
Guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I just tweeted out again. Join me. I think near 1,500 followers, so that's not bad. Just started those accounts. So, guys, join me. We'll tweet some of these things out and watch it. But Neil doesn't have any longs, but your boy does. So here we go. Let's call them up here. Big trades happening. Finally, we had to wait till about 10 and change to get these, but did I update it? Let's see if I can put it on the board here. We'll start it up. Okay, here comes Microsoft. That's a beauty long. Look, all of these, the best thing about all these positions, guys, is we structured them out to you, including that Boeing trade. We gave them to you. We waited patiently, and now we're able to hit these finally. So Microsoft right now, 40 cents in the money. We picked that one up through the weeds. JPM, 25 cents. Boeing, $1.20. That was a big one because I got asked about it. We waited very patiently. Let's turn around now and discuss this Boeing trade because look at this breakout here, guys. I even drew the lines for you when it was happening. So here you go. You got this little line here. Consolidation happening. You see Boeing back and forth, was asked about this trade. And then look, you put your money where your mouth is. You take the long, bang it out, 129.30. Here it is, a nice little $1.50. This is basically the range of the whole day, and we're in it. So we're still long. We still have 40% of this trade. Oh yeah, JP Morgan. Bang on that one as well. There we go, guys. We have that. We take the long on this one. And yeah, we are back, baby. All the way up to 89. We're holding the rest. We take out half of them down here. Now we get an opportunity to cash out of this one. That's a big winner. Oh yeah, you want a short as well? Bang! There's that one as well. Bullseye on square. Short, short, short. Everything turning out for us. So yeah, are we happy? Hells to the yeah. Big day over here, guys.
Yeah, we do have a long. We're looking at high of day action on CCL on the turn, 14.25. We waited patiently for this one. We got the break. We're getting the march back up. We've already taken some off out in front. We're looking to get the rest out in front of 14.50. The reason you do that, or at least I do that, is if it does break 14.50, you can just go long on that breakout. If it fails to get through that key price and you still like the long, then you go long a pullback. If you're an active trader, this is one of the things you can do. If not, you're probably just hanging on to your position. You take some profit out, you hang on for the rest. I take advantage of the abilities that we have here at Day Trade the World to be a bit more active with low fees. So in the money on Carnival Cruise Lines, now scouting SRNE, it just broke 880. Looks like it might be turning to an upside trade. Let's watch out for that one. Moderna's still an 84 break for me, guys. It's still inside of that range. It just failed at that price again. Brendan, what do you got?
ONCY, guys, little oncology name, breaking 2-day highs here. Not a lot of volume. It's the only kind of negative look here, but 240 just taken out for ONCY. They published some positive data on a cancer treatment that they are working on for blood cancer, I believe it is, for ONCY. 16%, guys.
All right. JP Morgan, we did take a little bit more. Again, forgot. I got to review some of my order selection here because we do use stop orders here, so I got to cancel that one. We went longer here, but it's fine. That's why there's a few more outs than we thought on JP Morgan happening, but that's fine. We are still, now we're back long 89.09, so that was an 89.10 break there that we did take. So yeah, everything moving to the upside now. Just a little bit of a clarification. We did get out of some Boeing there, 130.50, but guys, this is a $2 winner right now, so pop a wheelie. This is a motorcycle. I don't have my motorcycle license or my pilot's license, but right here to the upside. I'm not going to say it because I don't want you guys to get your eardrums blown out. But there we go, guys. It's a $2 winner. And again, thank you, Sanjeev, for that one. We talked all about this and why we liked it. And there it is, bringing home the bacon here on Boeing. Huge trade, guys. One of the best structured ones I found today. We gave it to you. Beautiful trade there. Follow on Twitter and we'll follow along. I'll try not to get too excited, but hey, when you're making real money, guys, this is what happens. We get excited. 129.30 to the upside, 131. Hey, guys, welcome to a $2.50 winner right here on Boeing. So yeah, we give a little that one, and we keep going to the upside here as JP Morgan. Also, bang! Was that quiet enough for you right there? We drop our draw. We've been hitting. Drop our jaw. There we go. We've been hitting this winner all day. Look at this. Bang in here again. And yeah, the winners keep coming. That's why we're excited, guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got a break on CCL, 1450. So we go out in front of 1450 on our reverse long. And now we're looking to add to that position as it goes, continuing to the upside. SRNE hasn't broken this 9 even yet. It does feel like it wants to get there. I don't necessarily think it's the best opportunity or idea to only wait to belong a break. I think it's worthwhile to long a break of 9. But if it can hold above 860, might as well fade one as well, scalp in and out, take advantage of 120 million in volume. It's definitely in an upward trend now. 860 was a nice level before. Of course, you prefer to give it to 850 if you are long in that 60 range. I'm going to start a position down here in the 70s or maybe even the low 80s, see if we can't catch some of this train to the upside. So CCL long, that's working for us. Codex is a different beast, man. That one is going to hold as a good short despite the market screaming to the upside. So we know what can happen in this name when it gets going downside action, but now going to look for a long in SRNE. Fading in front of that 9 even market, still a 9 even break, and we will take it when it goes. But I want to see if we can catch some of this party on the way to 9.
Thank you, Christian, again, for a CCL trade. Good job, guys, and good job to Kevin as well on the chat. And you know what, I got to give a big shout out as well because I know they're probably a little stressed today. Shout out to Rob and Lucas on the board. A fantastic job. What can we do, guys, when we get these evil ghosts on the board? They're trying their best. And look, we've already, the biggest compliment we've gotten about the show is how high quality the production has been. So I'm going to give a big Papa Wheelie here. And I do fireworks if I could find them, and I will in a second. But fireworks to our production team. Thank you so much, Lucas and Rob, for making this happen every single day. So a big shout out to you guys as Square comes all the way back down, guys. Wow, what a bang. We have 4 bangers on now. Boeing, look at this long, 129.32. Bang, that's $2 in the money. JP Morgan, we've been hammering this one all the way up. Don't need to talk about that. Microsoft finally starting to go, but this has just been pieced out, but we do have a lot of shares. So Microsoft only 10% left. And then Square, 53-cent winner. Let's go now over. Looks like it's Money Talks time. And something else walks. So we'll be with Brendan Wiggin.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. We'll jump into FX world and have a look at a few things. Overall, general U.S. dollar weakness coming back into play a little bit today. So you're going to see anything basically versus the U.S. A little bit higher, including the euro and the Canadian dollar. Right at the top here, yeah, 0.8% move for the CAD back to 71.5 or almost 71.5 there. A nice look to the upside. The euro about 0.5%, 108.5 for the euro. We'll go all the way down to the bottom here and have a look at Bitcoin next. I wanted to point out Bitcoin almost back to this 9,900 level on the chart. That last little push to the upside, we had a week and a half or 2 weeks ago or so, we got up to 9,900. So we're sitting right at 9,700. This thing's kind of consolidating, getting tighter and tighter and tighter around 9,900. So nice look, almost 5% today for Bitcoin, 96.80. Ethereum following suit, 9.7% for Ethereum to the upside. Both the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar sharply higher today, more than 1% to the upside for both after some positive economic data in Australia this morning. The British pound and Japanese yen worth mentioning as well, also higher on the day. US dollar a little bit weak, so everything else looking very positive. Let's go back over to Neil.
Thanks a lot, Brent. I'll quickly answer a question that we just got on Carnival Cruise Lines. Our last entry point on the break was at 1450 on the break to the upside. I like to give some room for a pullback. If it's going to be an upward trend, I do like this consolidation area to about 35. You can sort of see this little wick here. That's where we want to add in front of. Get yourself a decent average price. Of course, it was a breakout at 25. Reasonable if you want to open up your stop a little more than that. Of course, the way that I'm looking at it here, I prefer the tighter stop. If it does flush, there's always room to get back in. in, so you don't have to be too greedy there. It's 1435. I want to see if I can add in the low 40s. So that's the name of the game with that one. SRNE 850 is the pullback area that I'm working with. And I don't know if everyone's asking, well, not everybody, Marcus, you're talking about Codex. It's a sleepy trade. I don't have a lot of reason to get out when we're in the money here at 1870 short. What I can do and what I'm actually doing here is if it breaks 50s, we'll lock in the small profit on the last little bit of these shares. Otherwise, hold for that 18 even break. If it now takes out 1880, that's a consolidation long break. So I'm going to leave my stop, and it'll be a long trigger for me in Codex. So bit of a game plan change just a little bit on Codex. We'll still lock in a winner. But there goes SRNE. With this one, you kind of want to try to build positions as best you can and then sort of work the trade to the upside. This one bouncing off 850 now. I will have to take some out in front of VWAP. It failed at 9 even one time. I did take some shares out here the first time at 92. I'll probably try to do the same thing here. It's an 875 long, so if we can scalp 10, 15, 20 cents, hold some for a bigger break to the upside, that's going to be the name of the game for me. But SRNE, you got to stay relatively active if you have the ability to do that. We do here, so you will see me take shares out in front of VWAP. Those are 10, 15 cent type wins. And then we're looking for that home run trade, guys. But slapshot action, we're short in the pre-market, long way before the open, reverse short right after that halt, back long upside now on SRNE. Everything seems to be working when you take advantage of the volume that you're seeing in a name like this. 129 million shares. You don't see that too often. You want to be active if you can. That's going to be the name of the game. But Carnival Cruise, we are going to look to add, like I did mention, in front of that 1435 mark, guys. So you see me take some shares here at 41. I'll take some more shares if it bounces again. 35 is going to be my last stop. This is one of those, I got out too early the first time I had a long trade on a retrace. We'll try not to do the same thing. Brendan, what do you got?
Just looking at Baidu a little bit here, guys. 7.5% for Baidu. Just broke 107 there on an interesting volume spike, but gapped higher this morning, held the gap, and then just ran through 105 up to 107 now. BIDU, little Chinese name off to the races, guys.
Yeah, Baidu, good name here. I know some of you guys are tracking NVAX. I see the question there, what's up? That's a good name there. What's up? Well, NVAX is up. You can see this one rounding out a little bit. This is a setup that I usually definitely like. You see it put in a lower high after failing to get up towards 60. You have a bit of a target range, top at 58.50. If you want to be grabbing a short, it's probably somewhere in this price range, closer to 58 if you can. If you can't, you're looking for a breakout maybe at 56 and a VWAP retrace. So I like to short this one off the 58.50 mark, risking about $1 or so here if you can do it, and then you're looking for a retracement probably to 55 is more reasonable. It'll be a breakout if it takes out 60 to the upside, but for now I'm playing the short side if we get this NVAX, but only at the price I want. You want to risk $1, you got to make sure your entry point reflects that. So 57.50 has to go break upside before I jump into that short on NVAX. Brennan, what do you have?
A little update on this GSX, guys. We were just talking about this one. Muddy Waters out with a short call on this one today. There was a class action lawsuit announced against some filings with the company. So 33.5 here. Still trying to work its way back to the upside. All kinds of volume, 5.5% in negative territory, but big mover moving back higher through support and resistance, which leads me to my next point. Coming up at 11:55, guys, we're very excited to release our next educational video coming out today on support and resistance. Stick around to the end of the show. We'll send out the link. You can head over, learn all about support and resistance. So we're very excited about that, guys.
Yeah, and if you're watching this, you want to please see the chat ASAP. That would be great. Okay, as we go, yeah, shout out to my parents again. I know you guys are watching it. Love you always. That's obvious. So we'll keep going here. Boeing right now 114 to the upside. Sorry, not 114 to the upside. 129.32 right now, and Boeing still kicking around as well. And JP Morgan, yeah, I mean this is the money maker right now, cashing in on that one as well. We'll see about that as that keeps rocking and rolling. And Square, ho hum, another winner right here, guys. Square, a big trade on. I only have 4 trades on, and it's Boeing. I'll just review them right here, guys. It's Boeing, $2 winner, yes. JP Morgan, 40-cent winner, there it is. Microsoft, 40-cent winner as well, finally going. Look at this out I got while I was getting a refresh of water. I don't know if these things are on the board yet, but these little milk jug container for water makes the water taste ever so tasty. So get one if you can. And Square right now, 86 cents in the money. So JP Morgan, Boeing, Microsoft all along, Square to the short side. Congratulations, anyone trading with me today, guys.
Yeah, I'm also going to tell you, Massey there, I know you've been following us here. I do like a break still of 9 even on SRNE, but I am also playing inside this range, 850 to 9. We've been crushing the stock all morning long, but you got to make sure you're going to be active. So I'm reloading down here in the 60s, just took some at 66. I'll take some more shares, probably in the low 60s as well, and then run it back over towards that high of 9 even. And you want to make sure you're taking that profit as it's presented to you. You don't want to get too greedy. You want to make sure you're scalping it off. If it takes 9, you can always get shares long again. So there's no need to not be an active trader in SRNE. It's been the gift that keeps on giving, guys. So long in front of that 850, hang on for that ride to 9 break as well. And we're about to get some shares out for a quick 15-20 cent win like we've been doing over and over and over again in SRNE. This is just too easy almost. We do have that short in NVAX. We just sort of went over that one. We did dip in for the first entry point. Got my shares there at 57.49. I did want to be adding in front of 58 as well. 58.50s are out. You're looking for this rollover. You take some out if you want at 56. Get yourself a $1 winner or so. See if you can't get the rest out in front of 55. That's been our target the entire way. But I have it's 11 o'clock already. Wow, time flies. It is time to go to the big screen with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to European Update. Europe is in a very positive territory today. Britain is up 3.45%, Germany is up 4.63%, France is up 4.3%, and Spain is up 3.68%. Quick news updates from Europe. UK's daily number of coronavirus cases dropped to 170, which is lowest number since the start of the pandemic. UK is providing an additional £84 million to boost the research for the vaccine. Italian officials say that travel in and from Italy and between its regions will be allowed starting on June 3rd. Gyms in Italy will reopen on May 25th and cinemas will reopen on June 15th. Well guys, that's all with Europe and I'll keep you updated. And also guys, we are very excited that today our next educational video about what support and resistance will be available for you. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. I will send you the link on the chat. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. It's a good point. I just see Revolutionary Road. You guys are coming up with some pretty awesome names on the chat. I kind of like that one myself. Look, you can definitely look at a short in front of 9 even. I've been bouncing around this entire range, just sort of scalping it as often as possible. I'm making sure I take profits off when it bounces to the upside. If it takes out 850, I'll be done with this long trade. The reason I turned to the long was the hard double bottom at 8 even. I'm still looking breakout at that. But hey, if you want to go ahead and short in front of obvious resistance, why not go ahead and do it? I would still consider taking profits down around that 860 mark. So whether you're long 860, out 880, 890, or short 890 and out in front of 850, 860, it's kind of the same thing. You almost could be doing both. So good luck, Revolutionary Road. Make that money any way you can. Slapshot action. I'll go position board on for you guys. 3 on right now. It's 1 short in Codex, 1870 still. We're going to break that one at 1850. Hasn't hit the home run. NVAX short, we're building that one. 57.49 we're short here. And then SRNE, we got that long at 866. I'm long in the 60s in front of 50, getting out in front of 9 even. It's been a banger all morning long. Just rinse and repeat over and over again if you can, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, just handling some technical issues on the side here. Yeah, host and do that as well. So here we go. Out of some Microsoft here to the top side as well. 186.60 up there. Nice little out. That's a 60-cent winner. We run the cash through the gauntlet again today. I mean, welcome, and I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Oh yeah, Boeing, guys. This was the trade again given to you guys, and yeah, we still have 25% on. Out 25%, out again at 130.50, and now we're at 132. So a nice little 129.50. One time in, one time out. Look, I know you guys like those kind of a trades. Look at Softy as well. One time in, multiple times out. But as long as you're holding this one, we never did break down below that 184.50 to the downside. Square also. This one's been a reload, man. We went short here, 78.71. Then we went short again, 79 and change. And now it's cash money time. to the downside. So yeah, we've really turned our frowns upside down today and made a lot of money in the last little while as the futures continue this monstrous ride up. Check out JP Morgan where we had that one from. Guys, 86.61. It's at, sorry, that was 88.61. It's at 89.61 right now. So this is a win, cashed out. We go long again and we're still holding the shares. So guess what, guys? Your boy just keeps going long and making that money today. I hope you enjoy it, guys. It's been a banger last hour for me. The first little bit, our worst stock, we only have basically 2 negative stocks today. Unfortunately, it was Apple. We kept shorting that, taking that pain out. And the other one was mRNA early on, taking the long there, 85 and getting crushed out at 82. So right now, those are the names that we're looking at. And it's been a very, very busy and exciting day for me, guys.
And Brendan, what do you got, buddy?
Guys, Bridgeline Digital, BLIN, just had a huge pop to the upside, 140 up to about 165. Look at the volume that's coming in here for BLIN. Not seeing anything as far as news goes, but they did have better than expected earnings at the end of last week, guys.
I'm going to get you guys quickly back to Moderna for just a second. I know a lot of people are watching this name and it's gotten very, very slow and boring. So we're still looking at an 84 break to the upside. I do like a downside break, however, at 80.50 or 80 even, whichever one you happen to prefer. You just don't want to touch it inside of the range. I don't feel like it's worth the risk. You probably get chopped up a little bit. So just alert to those levels. I don't know when it's going to break. It could be 30 minutes from now. It could be an hour from now. It could literally be at the close. I think either way, you want to expose yourself to a bit of an upside play here if it can take out 84. The market is looking very, very strong. Makes another run at that price. I do like this breakout long in Moderna, 84 even. Make sure you have your stop locked and loaded. For those of you still trading in SRNE, we are still popping off that one, bouncing long every single time off 860, and then working it to 9 even. We tried the short in NVAX, tight stop. We'll go WTF on this one. Apparently we can lose sometimes, it does look like. We did try the short retracement on NVAX. It just broke to 58.50. Now watch for 60. If 60 breaks, I like that one as a breakout to the long side secondary break. But here goes that SRNE. I'm looking to cover in front of 9, get back in whether it pulls back to 860 or so, or break out at 9 even. I know, Massey, you're watching that one, so alert to that level. Looks like a good break to me.
Yeah, exactly. And Robert, you are coming on today, so we are going to have a guest. If you're watching, Robert, get ready for a link. So we're going to have Robert coming through today very soon for our guest of the day, our guest host of the day, I guess. And we do that all the time. So we're going to try to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every week we want one of you to come on and talk to us about how you're enjoying the show and what you're looking for. We'll see if Robert was able to take any trades today because right now, Boeing, what a winner that one is for us. Wow, to the upside there, as well as JP Morgan. So Robert will be coming on hopefully soon, and we'll discuss everything about trading and what he likes about the show and whatnot. If it's your first time on the show, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, guys. We're back every single day having some fun with you. So hopefully that's on. I'm trading a lot of big cap names. I know Neil's on a lot of these small ones and the vaccine names. So a nice little mix of everything here today for you, including Boeing right now to the top side. Watching out for this 131. If I could break it down just a little bit, let me see how long this does take to load up here. But Boeing here to the top side. Yeah, so we're way off. Even a 5-minute chart, guys. We haven't seen these levels in a while. Boeing upside. Let's just keep holding this one. 130.50 is going to be my out. So there you have it. That's my targeted out on Boeing, 130.50. We're going to hold this till I guess 133, 134 on the upside. It's already a $2.70 winner right there. So yes, we picked that one out through the weeds. Thank you to all for the love and support. Looks like 32 is going to break as well, making this trade even better.
Brendan, what do you got?
Another one we were looking at a little bit earlier, guys, DFFN just popping back up on a volume scanner here, just broke through that 110 area. There was a seller initially at 110, but looks like they have since left. So a nice little bounce back here. It was an offering just after the open this morning for this one. Big flush from 160 all the way down to $1, guys.
It looks to me like ACB is putting in a top end of its range here, looking at 18 even, 1810, whatever you want to call it here, but the top 1970. So it's a big range at the high end. I think if it's a rollover opportunity, you can take that short. Similar to what you do in NVAX, I think on a smaller scale, you can risk about 50 cents or so, maybe call it 60 for the chance to make $2, maybe $3. I think $1.50 is also reasonable, but it's also a secondary breakout. Sometimes you see these happen in the afternoon. Maybe it'll happen happen in 10 minutes, who knows, but it'd be 1970 breakout long on that name. Just go back to SRNE. I'm going to get out in front of that 9 even, but alert to NVAX. Thank you very much, Marcus. Yeah, whenever you have one of those shorts there, you get that break that's 60 even. I don't know why I didn't trigger in. I think I accidentally canceled my stop like a chump. That was the 60 break. We did talk about this one. Pull back if it gives it to me. Let's see if I can't grab that long. You've tried the rollover short, volume spike through that price. Make sure you cover that 58.50. You risk literally like 50 cents to a buck to catch this break at 60 even. If it gives me something long in front of 60, we'll see if we can't jump into that one. Marcus, I hope you got it. Try to give that one to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we got everything on board right now as well, including JP Morgan. I mean, the fun continues. The reason why I'm not in any active trades right now is I got 4 winners on, and they're huge, and I'm just letting them sort of ride right now as we get ready to have Robert coming on for our guest of the day, our guest viewer of the day, I should say, coming through on that one as well. So Square, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Boeing tries 132 and breaks it. So there's the airplane coming through, guys. Let me know if you like this shirt. I got a new shirt on the weekend. Let me know about that one. The wife said it looks pretty good. So if you like that one, give a shout out on the chat there. And the more money we make, maybe the more new shirts we can throw down. So, okay, JP Morgan, Microsoft, Square, everything looking really nice, guys. Boeing to the top side as well. I can't really find anything else. We did hit Roku long early. We talked about that one. Here's this beautiful trade off Roku, 116.17. Oh, one stock that we haven't looked at. Beyond Meat, 136 and change. Okay, it did have a big move off the open, and the move was southbound. So maybe we'll have a look at Beyond Meat heading now southbound. VWAP 135.50. Let me dig into this one again. This one could be interesting with the futures coming back here, guys.
Yeah, and with coming back in, I'm looking at NVAX coming back a little bit here. It might have to be a 61.50 break after missing obviously a huge breakout opportunity. If you look at that price, it was actually technically 59.50 was this little top that you put in at 10.35. It did make the break through that, and then the even dollar area. So first bounce point would be 59.50. Long break is now in. I do have my stop. Make sure we get this trade next time. And then a pullback we're going to look for in front of that previous high at 59.50. We did get our target out in SRNE, so that roller coaster ride does continue. Look, if you're not taking advantage of this consolidation one way or the other, I don't care which one you're doing. If you're active, you should be shorting in front of 9 or long in front of 8.50. Either way, you're just making 25, 30 cents over and over again. I'm doing it here long with a breakout at 9 even. On the back end, you can be doing this while you trade other things. Almost no excuse if you can be an active trader. I also wanted to get us back to the airlines a little bit here. UAL continuously pushing the top end here. It's trying to hold this 23 even mark. It also had a nice little bounce play, but this looks like at some point, if you want to be short in the airlines, and if we roll over in the futures, I'm looking for a break of 22.80 to the downside on UAL. See if we can't run this one for a quick scalp to 60 or 50, and then hold for a VWAP retracement. It's been bouncing off that price. I'm only giving that to high of day, so you're only risking about 15 to 20 cents. Not a heck of a lot of risk, but it's got to break 80 first. I'm not going to just jump in. I want to see the sellers come first. I'll follow after.
Okay, yeah, getting ready to have Robert come through here. Very exciting for that one. He'll be coming at 11:25, so get your ears ready to hear about Robert and why he's a subscriber, why he likes it in his journey as well. So if you're excited in that, Robert's a relatively new trader, so I won't spoil everything, but he'll have some very interesting things hopefully to talk about as we go. Guys, Square right now, back down. I mean, the money's just been coming in, man. We did hammer Square. This is what happens when you believe in your trades. Bang, bang, bang. You take them, and then now you're able to hold a little bit here. Obviously not as much as we would have liked to. I trade with a little more shares, so I get out a little earlier on some of these trades. 78.20 here coming through. We're holding, again, only 10%. I got to do a better job, and I just shouted out Arun over there, who's here today, and I told him that I got to hold these things for a little more shares, a little longer. He agreed, and I have to give a shout out to Arun because he's told me to hold on to these things for a little bit longer. So thank you for that. That's made a big difference in the last month, and you can always learn from people. So here we go. You guys learning from us, and we're learning from some of our experienced traders as well, including on the chat, Kevin as well. I don't know if Adam's there today, but Kevin is there today. So any questions, hopefully he's able to answer those for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to take advantage and make sure you get your questions in. If we can't get to them, obviously we're actively trading here. It's a little bit difficult for us to follow the chat as well, but Brennan has something for us. What do you got?
Just seeing a little story on Uber, guys. We were talking about some job cuts a week and a half or so ago on Uber. Uber, but 3,000 more jobs, and they're going to shut 45 offices in relation to coronavirus fears. Wait, that's not the right direction. Have a look at Uber, guys. We'll see a little bit of a spike right now.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that's a huge spike through 36. When it comes to upward levels, the first thing I like to do is go to the higher time frame. You do have 35.40 was a level on Uber. So when it pulls back in, that's the first level I'm watching. See if we can't catch this one on the way back down. And once I've identified that level, if it holds 40, we'll be good to the long side. If it breaks it, we'll just quickly get in and out this trade. But you want to go manual on this. I want to see what happens when it trades through that price. So I want to see if any buyers step up. If they don't, we'll immediately jump out. It's going to go through 10, 15 cent ranges very, very quickly here. But if it holds below that identified 40 level, you're going to have to get out of this trade like I'm seeing here. So we take a shot on that news in Uber to see if it can hold. So far, looking like it's going to be a fail. So we'll jump in, we'll jump out, risk about 20, 30 cents. I thought there'd be some upside if we could have held that level first time. Now we're going to have to wait to see if it goes all the way back down to consolidation. That would be below 35 even. Probably still some move left in this Uber move to the upside, but I'm going to wait patiently for it if it wants to retest to the top. 35.40 was just the first level I saw. SRNE just broke 850. That's going to be a reverse to the short side. Whether it broke 9 even to the upside, we go long. We're going inside of the range in and out. Now that it breaks below, we want to jump into the short side trade on SRNE. So I know some of you guys are waiting for the breakout. You can't get married to either direction when trading a stock like this. Going to go short now below 850 on SRNE.
Okay, SRNE, a great trade there. Square is now again home run central there. No baseball, but you don't need baseball if you're looking for home runs. You can see right here, guys. Yeah, good. Robert has just confirmed with me. So Yuan, if you're watching, hopefully he's got that. He's good to go. Square right now, guys, back down 78.15 coming through. My out is up here 78.60. We will capture 60 cents if we get our worst out, which would be up here 78.65 if that does come through. Boeing still chilling with a $3 winner, so that's a ho-hum there. Disney, guys, Disney was by far the floss trade of the day. I think for anyone that was watching the show, you would have, if you liked it. I mean, I don't know if you liked it or not, but we have this 114 break here. We took that. The problem is I took too many shares pre-market, so we get out all the way to the upside 118.95 as that one keeps going. So Disney now bang it to the upside here. That was, I mean, a fantastic trade. And guys, pretty much, if you know where this is from, let me know on the chat. I'm sure you all do. And let me know your favorite character. But here we go, Disney. That was taken out here at 119 on the 119 break. So we ride it up $5.50 before giving back 50 cents and getting out right there. And what appears to be, yes, basically the high of the day. So when we say perfect, doesn't get too much better than that one. JP Morgan, Microsoft, Square, Boeing, guys, we all just continue to floss off as the futures now at day's high. What can we do except for sit back here and count some of that money, guys?
Absolutely. I do believe we have a question coming from from you guys, the viewers. We're going to have it with Valeria in just a quick second here. But I'm looking at the reload here is shorting in front of that 850 on SRNE. And I just mentioned in the chat, you can give it to 865, 870 or so. Or if you don't want to allow it to that 880 mark, I think either one is reasonable. My short is starting at 845. We got aggressive with it here. It's now breaking down towards a low. If we can get it to that 8 even mark again, we crushed this short before, we're crushing it again. But we are now ready for that question. Let's go to the big screen with Valeria.
Hello dear viewers, I've noticed that we got a lot of new viewers today. Guys, welcome to the trading community. Hit the subscribe button and join us every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Also guys, hit the watch list link I'm sending out on the chat and you will be receiving every morning our free watch list. And of course, we're very excited. Our trader guest will join us in a few minutes and guys, you can participate also. Send your request at marketing@tradertv.live and you can join us at Trade Live together. Stay tuned, it will be very excited. We are very looking forward now to trade with our viewer Robert. And guys, as usual, every day I'm picking up one question on the chat to be more helpful for our traders beginners. Well, Neil, could you please tell us how long does the hold usually last on NASDAQ? Neil?
It's a fantastic questions. I know some of you guys will get caught in halt or watch these active stocks that do halt. First thing I'm going to say is make sure you have this reference for you, NASDAQtrader.com, trading halts. Make sure you're watching that. It's important. It'll show you all the information you need. The most important thing is going to be the reason that it's halted. If it's limit up, limit down, it's likely to be a 5-minute halt. If it's halted waiting for news, you never really know. So if it's going to be limit up, limit down, volatility halt, typically 5 minutes, it'll even give you a resumption time for when it should open up for trading again. You can have this chart, you can have this up, you can refresh it, reload it. That's what I do. But we know it's about 5 minutes when it's one of those volatility halts. But if it's pending news or an information request, you're really going to want to make sure you have this up or have a news source, kind of like Brendan. And let's go to him right now.
IBIO, we mentioned this one a little bit earlier, coming up to 190 here. We haven't got there yet, just bouncing off of 180. But if we get to 190 to 2, that kind of range out on the daily chart, definitely a little bit of resistance for IBIO up today. Yeah, 18% on positive news, was also higher to end last week. Keep in mind, guys, coming up at the end of the show, 11:55, we're going to be releasing our latest video on the educational side for support and resistance. So if you have any questions about support and resistance, we're going to send that link out to you at 11:55. So stick around for that, guys.
All right, guys, I said I'd do it, so let's see if this goes haywire again. There it is. There's the Valeria Batman. No, it is fine for right now. So there's Valeria Batman. Let's go one more time. Everyone likes Valeria. There it is again. Valeria Batman is in the building, so thank you so much, Valeria, for that. European markets, this is 11:20 right now. We know Canada's closed. You guys are getting a lot of action on Uber, a lot of talk there. Let's just see what Uber has in store. 35, 45 there. I know Neil looked at it, but I think, this is why I don't like this thing, man. And I know Neil was going for a little bit of a break here, but this is just chop central here. I don't love this name. Obviously, if we break down below 34.90, look, until Grubhub and all that is settled, guys, Uber was huge. One of our best spots on the show. If you check out our channel there on YouTube, you'll see Uber. It says Uber Grubhub. Watch that when the deal came through. I was super excited, made a lot of money off that. But since then, though, guys, I haven't been able to trade this properly. So I'm going to step away. And that's just a lesson to be learned. If there's a stock that you're not really trading that well, you got to step away from it. And I mean, and a stock that I am trading really well last couple of days as well, JP Morgan, that was in my doldrums, but today it's back, and we continue to ride this one. A 50-cent winner to go along with our dollar down here at 89.60 on this break. You can see we did have a little bit of garbage down here, then we overtake it with this spot, and ho-hum, go long and capture a nice little win there on this name. Microsoft coming back, we're almost flat on that. Breaks VWAP 185, we scram. Microsoft also, guys, through the weeds, been a little undercover stock, one of my top stocks of the day. I always say, wow, there goes Boeing as well, guys. $3.15 now in the money. Boeing, throw that cash around. It's been that kind of a day here, Neil.
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to hit this one because I'm not really sure what it looks like, but let's see what it is. No, it doesn't even go up. It doesn't work, the money man, Rob. I wanted to see what it was. Oh, no, it does work. I know why I don't hit that one, and you guys can guess why I think that one needs an update. Rob, I'm talking to you there. But there's SRNE once again. I'm going to work some shares out here. We are short in front of 850. 865 is probably a better level to use as well. But I'm going to keep taking these like 5-10 cent scalps. A bigger trade, of course, down towards that 8 even mark. I think you got to take some shares off in front of it. Reasonably speaking, it was a hard double bottom, made a dollar turn off of 8. I would expect to see buying there again if we get down. So we're back into the short. It was a short off the open, it was off the halt, sorry, it turned into a long off that double bottom, and now looks like once again we're shorting an SRNE. We're going to stick with that one, but I am now going to be going back to that Uber trade. So I know you don't, it doesn't look like it's a very choppy trade here, and we tried it one time on a break. It did manage to hold the opening range level here at 34.80. That's exactly where the bounce was, so I think you got support between 34.80 and 35. It looks like it's holding right now below 35.60. That could be a breakout potential, but if it falls down, I'm a buyer in front of 34.80 to 35. Brendan, what do you got?
Tough build, guys, just popping up on a volume screener here. TBLT 12.5, almost 13% here for TBLT, just popped from 128 up to 138 on a big order. They announced a huge additional order from a big retailer over in Europe, picking up some of their products this morning. So nice look here for a tough build today, up 13%, guys.
Tough built. Yeah, well, what's not been too tough has been this Boeing trade. We continue to ride this to the upside here. 133, guys. I mean, this is the in we gave to you guys live. We talked about it. I broke it down numerous times. We were waiting for this one all show long. And then at 10:38, it bangs it to the upside, guys. Hit that super chat, hit everything. We're doing the show for free for you. If you haven't signed up for our watch list, make sure you do that as well. Watch list will be fixed. Today we had some data issues, so tomorrow it will come with the proper data, but here we go. Boeing right now, 133 and change. This is a $4 winner if it breaks through 133. So we take that all day, every day, as that one keeps going. Just to give you an update, one of our other best stocks here today was Square. So I'm going to hit a swish for that one. We get out here as it does take out that 78.60. We leave lots of money on the table, but bang, short and out, short again and out. So right now we just rinse and repeat these stocks. Not too many fills from me today. 165 fills so far, so it hasn't been a super active day, but as far as money is concerned, we haven't gotten slaughtered. We've been pretty ungreedy on a lot of these trades, but I wish today we would have gotten a little bit more because right now we're just cruising with a lot of these winners, but unfortunately I'm out.
Sean, this will be one of those few days where I'll probably have more executions, and it's going to be because of SRNE. And again, this has done 150 million shares in volume, so you're going to be ridiculously active on here. You can see how many fills I am taking. And the later we get in the session, the tighter the range becomes and the more active you want to be to maintain profitability. So that's what we're working with here. I am still short, now working my price to 52s. We'll take 5-cent scalps as I work my price and then look to get that bigger flush. But I was just very quickly having a look over in Beyond Meat, which I know you've been looking at, Sean. I have sort of stepped away from, well, at least today anyways. It's looking like it's holding. It can't quite get back to those highs. You do see the market still running. We're at high of day in both the NASDAQ and the ES, whereas Beyond Meat is having a lot of trouble breaking through. It's holding above VWAP, so that's some strength. So if it wants to lag the market, fair enough. You can maybe take a break at 136.50. I'm looking for the futures to roll over, and if they do, I'd like a short right here at 135.50 on Beyond Meat. So if we get a turn, maybe head southbound for a little bit in the market, I'm looking for a short opportunity in Beyond. We haven't touched it all day today, at least I haven't. I think it's lagging just a little bit here, and we could play that weakness if the market turns around.
Yeah, this market ain't turning around. That's the one. Oh, you know, we talked about NVIDIA here as well early when it was busting out all the way up here, 855. I think this could go once again. I mean, look at this market, guys. Like, to be long the market is unbelievable right now. Yeah, we talked about it again, about having a forever call, and if you do, congratulations. Let's just review some of my positions as we have here. We'll put them up on the board. Look, I only have 3 positions, but they're all cash money, and I know hopefully a lot of you guys have these ones. I broke down every single one of these trades. They're either 1 or 2 entries, guys. So here we go. Boeing, 1 entry, 129.32. $4 winner. JPM, 30-cent winner, but my first entry is $1.20 in the money. Microsoft as well, 50 cents. But, you know, right now we just keep going back and forth and in and out, and it's been a blast of a day. So we don't have any catering today, so no fruit salad. But yeah, we will look at GE as that one's running around as well. I'm sure doing tons of shares, guys.
Yeah, I mean, GE is a huge runner. It's up 17%. It's not my favorite stock for a day trade usually, but we're going to have to start taking this one a little bit more seriously. 120 million, so just barely trailing SRNE in terms of volume and volatility, maybe even better. Brennan, what do you got for us, buddy?
It is time, guys. It is 11:25. We're very, very excited to have our second ever guest trader of the day. We're going to bring on Robert Brown. You may have seen him in the chat today and over the past couple of weeks, joining us today as our guest trader of the day. Robert, happy to have you with us today. How has your day been so far? Any trades today, or are you just watching the market? I know you're pretty new to trading.
Just been watching the market. I was talking to Sean a little bit last Friday. I'm actually down under PDT, but thank God the market's been pretty green today. So hopefully tomorrow, if we close the way it is right now, I'll be good. And then I'll be able to start following along more of what, I mean, I've been following along all day, but I'll be able to follow along with executing way that I like to.
Yeah, pretty impressive moves, obviously, today when it comes to all this vaccine talk. Once again, I just saw the overall market up more than 3.5% now. So really great day. Going to get you over to Neil and Sean to talk about the markets.
Robert, how are you, my friend? Yeah, thank you for joining us today. Sorry about some of that miscommunication, but hey, we're always happy to have traders on. PDT, of course, you're limited to that one trade until you get above 25,000. You did talk about that. Do you care at all to tell us the position you're holding right now? It doesn't matter the position, but the symbol?
DAL.
Yeah, Delta. Let's have a quick look at that one, and that's why I think that you're smiling a little bit today because some of these airlines are back, and you know what? Good news obviously comes through today on the virus front. So Delta right now with a nice little 12% move, and of course we hope that that goes another 12, then another 12, and then even another 30% up after that, which would be fantastic. But one thing I did want to talk to you about, you're kind of a new trader. What brought you to trading? And what is the most exciting aspect of trading for you as an individual?
So I've been thinking about it, and you know my background, I'm a Marine, so I wrote down things. I think Jarhead Trader's in the chat room.
Yep.
He's a Marine, and that's Semper Fi, you know what I mean? All right, so some of the things I wrote down. Coming into it, I started with a 30K account.
Right.
And, thank God I have a loving wife that lets me to do this. It came all the way down. So, talking with you and, that really helped because you get to a point where you have to make a decision. It's like, was everybody that told you that this is a stupid idea and, you should probably not do this? Are they right? And is it time to pull out? Or is it time to learn what you need to learn and keep going with what you're going with? So what brought me to trading was every person in the military is offered basically a 401k,
right,
but it's for the military. It's called a TSP, and you don't really have too much leverage with that. You get a couple funds you get to choose between, but I wanted more control of my money and where it was going to go and how quickly I could move it around. And then the biggest trade, or the biggest thing is, like every new guy, you go on Facebook and you type in trader groups, blah, 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 blah. And so I found a bunch of groups, and then I stumbled across your show, and you were happy when stocks went down, right? And
sometimes.
So
Guilty.
I threw it out to my group because I didn't want to ask you guys because I was like, they're trading, they're going crazy, they're doing 1 million trades a second. So I threw it out to a couple of groups. They're like, what is it? Why are they happy when stocks go down? What does shorting mean?
Right.
And they're like, if you're asking this question, you shouldn't even be doing it. And I was like, oh, damn, I guess everybody just knows magically how things work. So then I stopped following them, followed you guys more. Valeria in the chat was walking me through everything that was going on, which was awesome. The biggest thing, I'm sure you remember the Lunkin trade.
Yep.
That for me was the most exciting trade and a very big learning lesson because I did not know my platform, but I trusted what I've seen you guys doing time and time again. So when I see a company I've never even heard of, I know Starbucks, but I've never heard of Lunkin Coffee. I'm like, all right, hey, they're saying it's down, it's gonna go up, it's gotta go up. And then I hear Neil and Sean saying, oh no, we've hit the third stop. That means it's gonna come down. And I was like, all right, well, I'll set it. And I made the mistake of not knowing my platform, and I set a limit instead of, using either a flat or a sell market to just get out as fast as you can.
Right.
Because you said on the third one, I forget what you called it. You can play the tape back, but it's like the doomsday. If it holds 3 times.
Yeah, the triple halt.
Yeah, triple halt.
And that's exactly what happened. And I watched the account go from $3,000 positive to dropping drastically every second. I was like, oh my God. And of course, it's every time I'm putting a limit in because I'm using my cell phone at the time, it's not fast enough. And if I would have just hit one button. So one thing I would say to new traders is learn your platform.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you to do the paper money. I'm not going to learn with paper money either, But what I will learn is with $1. Neil was talking about doing a trailing stop. I had no idea what a trailing stop is.
Right.
I called my broker, I asked him. And then I did a trailing stop with just $1. I bought 1 share of something and I just wanted to see how it would go. And with real money, it's a real life learning experience, right? So I did 1 stock, I think it was $5.
Yeah.
And then, I made 10 cents and then it trailed out. And I was like, okay, that's a trailing stop. And then same thing with a bracket and everything else. And
I'm going to
It's
hit
trading
in
you
some
go
money
out.
here for you.
Yeah, you know what I absolutely love about all of this? It's obviously goes to your background just a little bit here. You can't have any fear when it comes to asking questions. Obviously, it's a brave thing to say, I don't know how something works, especially when a lot of people are knowledgeable about trading in our chat. And what I love about the community we're building here, guys, is we're all looking at a lot of the same stocks. We all have varying ideas. We can all learn from each other. And I love the fact that I know some of the viewers have been helping Robert out. I hope we've been helping you a little bit here. In terms of your approach on a daily basis. Everyone has a routine. Obviously, as a Marine, I know routine's going to be part of your life. What is yours? How's your preparation start in the morning? And how do you use that sort of discipline to help you on a day-to-day basis go through the ups and downs? For me, if I have even a little break when I come in the morning, I know that I have to mentally get back into that mode, whether I'm like 10 minutes late because of traffic or something goes wrong. I have to work myself back into that routine to make sure I'm not messed up. Do you go through any challenges like that?
The biggest challenges that I go through is, knowing that you have to be a mentee to somebody, right? And I look at you two as my mentors, and that might sound crazy. And honestly, I feel like I'm lucky to talk to two people that I look up to. Like, this is literally the two people that if I was to trust my account with somebody, it would be, right? So what do I do? It's very scary when you can wake up at 4 in the morning and see how quickly the aftermarket can pick up or drop off things. And you just have to, once again, sometimes I'll reach out, sometimes I'll get scared and I'll reach out. And that's the thing that's amazing about this group. Even the chat here, sometimes somebody that's negative doesn't last very long. You know what I mean? I look at the chat. If it's negative, their comments are normally pulled, and then you don't really see it anymore. And
yeah, let's go.
You got Valerie trying to bring it back, and I would say that the biggest thing that helps me is to stay within a comfort zone, but also not to take every loss as it's your only loss. That thing that they say, the FOMO, the fear of missing out, that kills. If you treat it like a gambling thing, then you're going to treat it like a gambling. If I can say one last thing on it, you want to make it better than, the savings account, right? If you're going to be $5, a savings account's not going to make you $5 in a month. Right. So if you can just have fun, trade low, or trade where you're comfortable, but you're having fun, that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this is just being a hobby, and it should be fun. It shouldn't be something that you wake up in the morning and look at your phone and be like, oh man, how am I going to tell the wife about this? It should just be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one thing.
Don't tell the wife.
Yeah, you talked about the PDT, and obviously I know a lot of people are running into this issue. Of course, pattern day trading, limiting the amount of ability to be active trading. One thing you can do, despite having a cash account, is maybe look at some small caps to play. This is why I'm looking at it as SRNE. I know a lot of you will be watching this, and you talk about being comfortable. Once you identify ranges in a stock like this one, like you look at here at 9, I know Massey was watching 9 even. Fantastic short there, 40-50 cent scalp range, giving you 4-5% returns in and out a few times in just a matter of 20 minutes. And now another level here at about 860, which I'm now working short 860, getting some out here at 840. Again, you can take decent sized returns here while being active, and it's a bit easier to do on a smaller account. I know everyone wants to trade some of the big names there. I think having flexibility is a good thing, especially learning here. So I'm just going to have to get out of some shares at 830. Getting 25-cent wins here, so I should be managing this one as well as talking. I have a bad habit of blabbing away here while actively trading some of these names. But have you dipped outside of some of the bigger caps? Have you tried looking at some of the cheaper names as a way to get around that at all?
I have, and the one big thing that I can give advice to a beginner, right? So when you get above the 25,000, you get your day trading power. And one thing that I have learned that can honestly, bring you into a big risk is so UABS, I believe, is one of the stocks that I was trading that was pretty low. I got lucky with it. I held on to it when it went up, and when it came back down, I still held on to it. Right? It ended up being positive. But what I will say is, when you get comfortable trading something like, when you get your money for that day that your trader's allowing you to have, and you're like, oh man, I'm normally trading $24,000 every time I go into a trade. Well, when you slide into a stock that only costs $1, and you're like, you know what? I could buy 20,000 shares of this. You still need to realize that 10-cent drop is still a 10-cent drop. And no matter what, that percentage is going to crush you just as fast as, you know, a big stock dropping 10%. If that makes sense.
No, it makes
because that was a hard lesson to learn. I was like, oh, I'm used to throwing in 24,000. Maybe I'll just throw in 24,000 on a $1.50 stock.
Yeah, one thing you actually have to watch is sometimes on a relative basis, some of those stocks are going to be more volatile. They're more likely to move 10, 15, 20%. So I think as long as you go in with sort of risk parameters ahead of time, identify some levels, identify ranges, understand what the volatility is going to be. Like here for me, every single time I dip into a different trade in this stock, I sort of say to myself, okay, this is the new range. It's 40 or 50 cents. I'm willing to risk 10 to 15 on the outside of it because I'm trying to make 25 to 30. And as long as I do that, I'm able to sort of stay within the bounds of my risk, and that's one thing you definitely works for you there. Brendan, I believe you got some news for us. What do you got, bud?
Take a pause here. Robert, we're going to update this Uber story. More news out on Uber here just a couple minutes ago, guys. They're saying they're going to take a charge in Q2, primarily cash-based, and majority will be recognized in Q2 due to this restructuring. So I posted a couple of headlines there regarding some of the restructuring plans that Uber has. So looks like it's going to be effective on Q2, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I actually dipped into an Uber trade here, guys, and it was sort of off of this 35 level. Look, it was 35 to 34.80, dipped down to that price. My stop is at 34.80, just long in front of it. I think I had mentioned that I was going to try and do that. 35 even is my price. It's the second stab since that news that we're going to go long, but that's why you got to get those updates from Brendan.
Guys, just my thing is not working, which is fine. But yeah, Robert, here we go again. This is a nice little Boeing trade here, and this is what you guys are talking about. I just tweeted it out. Boeing, a one and done here, going long 129.36, and then watching it go all the way up before getting out. Basically, guys, a perfect trade here, getting out of that one. I wish I would have held for a bit longer, but there you go, Boeing up 10+%. I guess Boeing's a little expensive for this play here, Robert, but it is nice to see that the airline's coming back, especially your Delta today as well. We'll see if that one can get back above $22. But I did also want to, and I know you're not in your garb today, but I did want to give a big shout out to everybody in the military there, both stateside over there in the U.S. and obviously here in Canada as we celebrate Victoria Day. You guys have Memorial Day next week. We will not be on Memorial Day, but I did want to give a big shout out to you and all your men and women, and thank you once again, Robert, for everything that you guys do to protect us. And we have no idea about what's involved, and I just want to thank you once again for being as brave as you are, and a big shout out to Robert for that once again. Thank you so much. We can't say enough about that.
Yeah, I want to add one thing to that. I mean, honestly, when it comes to you can take risk in trading and be brave, but it's a different level of bravery, obviously. We just had an incident here in Canada. Shout out to the families that were affected. There was a crash of snowbirds. They're a fantastic troop of pilots. I've actually followed them since I was a kid, and there was a tragic accident yesterday, so I want to give a shout to that and anybody that was affected, certainly. Robert, I do want to ask your opinion, just sort of overall in terms of, say, market direction. Obviously, today is a very, very bullish day. When you're preparing each day, do you factor in what the market is doing? Do you just look at the stocks that you like and jump in and out, or do you like to have a directional bias? I know personally, I try not to have much of one and just sort of play the stock levels, have ideas that I like to the long side, ideas I like to the short side. Do you come in with a bias? Do you find that helps or hinders if the answer is yes?
I'm still, to be honest, I'm still learning it. I can't feel confident telling you, I'm going to go one way or another based off of the day. With Delta, we take a look at Delta. I wish that, and then another thing is like learning like what you're doing, right? I hit the reverse button, not realizing that means you're locking in losses if it's not coming back up the flush. So, but and again, I wish I would have hit the reverse button if I would have thought it would have dropped $10. But I mean, it really is a learning experience every day, and you're either going to quit. I mean, I've spoken to my broker multiple times, and that's the best thing about this, right? You got you guys, you got my broker. Nobody wants you to quit. Nobody wants you to do bad. It's not like a casino where they're like, oh, I can't wait to make a lot of money off somebody. I mean, nobody wants you to do that. I mean, I'm looking at the chat right now, and they're watching Delta for me while I'm doing this. I mean, it's amazing. It just is amazing to be in a group of people that really care about each other. I mean, it's awesome.
I think a lot of the reason for that is, look, anybody that's been a trader or even tried this business, believe me, they've gone through some of the same things real time. So there is a camaraderie. We've all sort of been there learning. And I ask you some of these questions, and what I love about it is I've seen traders that will BS an answer when for them it's like, no, I'm at the learning stage, so I don't come in there with a bias because I don't understand where the market is going on those levels, and that's just not me. I love the fact, and I want to highlight it over and over again, it takes a lot of courage to be like, you know what, I'm not really at that point yet, I'm still trying to figure this or that out, which is fine. There's a million ways you can trade. You don't have to come in with a bias every single day. I mean, you can just jump in, play some price action, watch a stock that you're comfortable with. You're going to see me over and over with this SRNE. I know some of you guys are watching this just to jump back into trading. I'm going to go long here, and we just went long at 806. I might even work along closer to 8 even. Double bottom here, and this is where we got out of the short the first time at 8 even. Hard bottom again. I'm going to start scalping this one out. I'm long at 6. It should be like 2 or 3. You could have had 801 if you wanted, but this one is just the volatility and the volume is fantastic. So I will start getting some of these out if it bounces back up to 830. I am still reversing short at $8. Whether that happens now, hopefully with Robert's on, you can see an exciting trade, big level at 8 even, or if it happens in the afternoon, we'll make sure we tweet it out for you. But 8 was a double bottom before. Now it's the third time it's testing SRNE, almost crossing 165 million in volume on the day.
Robert, we're getting some questions here on the chat. And if you're comfortable, I don't know if you're on your platform or not today, but if you just want to let traders know what platform what camera am I on? Hey, there it is. What platform you're using, maybe, and if you want to show one of your favorite charts, up to you completely, but some of the traders are asking.
Sure. It's going to look not as clean.
That's okay. Is it TradeStation or
your VWAP here that you guys just like? But I don't know. Does that help?
Problem. There it is. Okay, let's put that on the big screen there. Good little look there. Oh yeah, you got it on your little laptop there. Good job. As you can see there. So what trade platform is that?
This is Thinkorswim.
Okay, cool. Cool. Good.
Some of the things that I wish, I mean, like, nice things to know. So, like, you see right here, anybody would be happy with this.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be happy when you see that this is what still needs to happen, right?
Well, hey, look, I got to give a shout out to you there. Look, most people won't show it. Whereas I'll just get an air horn. Won't show their P&Ls. So there you go. Good job there.
Wait. That
okay,
right
Robert's still going. Who is this guy?
It's the green one, right? That's the good one.
Yeah. We're down with green. We prefer green as opposed to red on this show. So, Robert, good. Thinkorswim, thank you so much for that one. And I just want to check back on Square here. For those of you that are looking at Square, it does come back down. It touches off at $78 here. I was actually debating on a long down here on Square, but for right now, just kind of cruising around. And the one thing I do got to give you a shout out to is you talked a lot about some of the mistakes and reversing some of your positions. I think your talk has been fantastic today. And to assume, guys, Robert was, and look, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit here. You were a little bit nervous about coming on, but hey, this has worked out swimmingly. I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job. Yeah, you like that one, Rob, there? Swimmingly? There you go. Worked out. We have Rob on production and Rob on with us here as well. So thank you so much for today as we head into the close. If you don't mind, are you good to go all the way to the close with us here, Robert?
I mean, I would love it. I would love to watch it and keep going. I'm going to watch it regardless if I'm on right now or not. So.
Okay, then you can keep going with us then. Let's keep going with Robert here, guys. Okay, GE, SRNE. Let's check out Moderna, mRNA right now. We're talking about that one. Obviously, there's some big news here today, Robert, on the vaccine. It looks like we have a nice little possibility here. I've gotten smoked on this one. All these greens were longs, so we went up in flames on that, but let's see.
I'm going to be long pretty soon here with Moderna because all morning I've been waiting for 84. I was active with one massive short on Moderna. I've done nothing since, been waiting for an 84 even break, which should happen any second now. I don't know why. Oh, big order there. I just saw a seller, about 8,000 shares. I mean, it's not a gigantic seller, but you can see the liquidity. So it can't break through that one. Once it does, we've been waiting forever on this one. So we're going to continue to wait for 84 to break, and then we'll finally be long. I hope you got that, Thomas. Good look. I hope you got that long on SRNE on 8 even. Look, you just identify that low. Bounced off, like I said, I was going to go long and then take it out in front of 830. Our last exit point was basically right at that price, so worked it out from 10-cent wins all the way to 30-cent winners on SRNE. If it breaks 8 even, we're still going short whenever it happens, the same way with Moderna at 84 long. Brendan, what do you got?
Just watching YCBD, guys, just breaking back to the downside once again here, 165 to 170, that area from the pre-market over here looking like resistance once again. So I got all the way down there to 125, that first push to the downside. We'll watch YCBD once again, guys.
Okay, yes, and here we go. YCBD. I haven't traded any of these cannabis names myself, but we'll have to wait to see on any home runs there. I just did want to give a back shout out again to anybody trading JP Morgan here, as that's a 4% winner. And again, I apologize for some of these wicks on the chart. It looks like it's going to break here, 89.35. We did take a little bit out on that 89.50 break, and that's a nice little long stopping it out. Today, Disney's been my biggest stock by far. Square not far behind it, and Boeing a nice little win there as well as we look to go. So
I'm not going to lie, Sean, I went to go for any of the logo ones as you were about to say them, and I'm like, we don't have a Boeing. We don't have any. Look, we're going to have to update some of these, because it looks like all these ones I don't have the stocks that we're trading today. But look, obviously I'm going to get stopped out right there on Uber. It's not necessarily been my biggest forte to jump in when it's news related. If it's not going to be after halts, I think I do much better on those. Uber cannot hold this range here. It does break that 30-40. We take 2 stabs at it, and now we have a couple of losing stocks on the day to add to NVAX, which was one and done. Usually when I take a hit, it'll be one and done. But this time we jumped in a second time on Uber and take the hit there. So it's going to happen to you. I do feel like I probably should have just walked away from that one, or at least looked for a short trade. Brendan, what do you got?
mRNA, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner here, breaking out of this consolidation. Finally, really tight consolidation at 82 there. Finally breaking to the upside, guys.
I'm still waiting for
yeah, you know what? If I don't get it on the break, which my stop, I don't know why it triggered, and now it's just sitting there. So I will just jump into it now. I don't know why that didn't work the first time, but hey, every now and then you get the opportunity to get back in. So we'll start the position here at 84. You do have this level here at 81.50. The first thing you want to do is identify what your out's going to be. Now that it's a breaking upward trend, it's held a higher low. It is a strong stock on the day on positive news. You're looking for some secondary break to the upside on Moderna. If you're not risking a couple of dollars, it's not worthwhile trading it at all. So I'll give this one to 81.50. I'll add 1 time in front of VWAP. That's the structure of my trade. You can do it any way that you want. And SRNE, again in front of 8. I'm probably going to go long one more time, but I really would love this thing to break and go short.
Robert, we'll get you involved again here. Have you ever looked, I know you're just brand new starting here, what made you choose Delta as the stock that you sort of wanted to dig your teeth into there? Was it just some of the momentum early on? Did you think maybe it bottomed out at a certain point or whatnot? Or was it like a news-based item that happened to happen and go the other way? Just looking at that, because I'm thinking now Moderna right here. Tons of news today, 45 million shares, and I do think it's a good point to bring up to a lot of our beginning viewers to sort of analyze the risk that you put into on names that we're not so familiar with but do have news behind it. What was the trigger for you maybe there on Delta?
So Delta, they have I guess the main thing is that they have a pretty awesome program that they do with American Express too, which is something I probably should have looked at, but so they have a platinum card that they waive the fees for service members. It's a $500 a year annual fee that they literally waive for service members. And Delta jumped on board and then offered up, if you have that card, then you can go and stay in like any airport where they have like their clubs, like, you know, what's behind that sliding door.
Right.
Yeah, we're allowed to go back there. And
okay.
You know, I'm treated well every time I go, and then I was like, you know what? I mean, when else are you ever going to be able to get into a stock that's at this price? So, honestly, a company I wouldn't mind working for one day, because I'm actually you know, I'm a Marine, but I'm also on the air side of things. So
Sick.
I would love to, you know, maybe one day work for them. You know, obviously right now with everything that's going on, I think this will pass. I think everybody's being responsible.
Yeah.
As much as they possibly can be, and I think it's going to be great once it's over. And companies like Delta, I think, you know, they've shown that they cared. They've done a lot, you know, and just somebody I'm behind, and somebody that, you know, you've talked about how you have multiple accounts, you know, some that you do a certain thing with it, and some. Well, this is right now when I'm holding something like Delta, because, you know, that's my safe spot. Like, I'll trade other accounts, and then once I get back up to PDT, I'll hold my Delta, but then I will day trade other stuff. Like, Delta's not something that at any time right now I'm willing to.
Right, you're not married to the position. Okay, no, that's great. I think a lot of us get in trouble a little bit trading our own book. Like, you had a personal great experience there with Delta, so you went in. I personally actually like that. I've made a lot of money. Like when my wife was spending tons of money, and maybe you can you know, picture this one as well, but she was spending tons of money at Target, at Starbucks, things like that. So guess what I did? I just bought the stock and then made more money than she was spending. So I think that's a good one. And right here, I'm in Moderna as well. We go long 84.20 on that break. We rate away, take out 20% of that for 50 cents, and now we're going to hold the rest and see if we can't get back to the upside here on Moderna. But yeah, great little talk there. I know a lot of us do that. We look for some sort of a value that we see in our real life and then transform it in the stock market. Often that works, and I think Delta should be okay for the long run. And thank you for always messaging me and things like that, and you did hit the nail on the head. We're here to help you guys out. So if it's not a psychology, you know, a mental thing as well, I know that's big in trading. So Robert, you'll get through all of that, and I can already tell that you're learning as we go. And hey, you've only been watching the show for what, about a month so far or so?
Lunkin Trade was the first one.
Right, so that was about 2 months ago maybe. Yeah. Okay, Brendan again. What you got, bud?
Yeah, Luckin still halted, surprisingly. Yeah. Saba, guys, Cassava Science breaking day highs. Finally, we got a huge volume spike here. Just ripped through that 238, 240, all the way up to day highs. I just wanted to zoom out here to see where we were on Friday. So this next stop, 280 up there possible for Cassava Sciences. Guys.
All right.
Yeah, I just reloaded, guys, here at 84, but I want to get you back to SRNE. We've been waiting for a couple of breaks. We got the Moderna break to the long side. We got SRNE break to the short side. I got 95, not the best entry on an 80 even break, but that's fine. Did take some out at 86, did take some out at 81 already, so decent win. Going to hang on to see if we get a further flush. I'll short some pops if it wants to pull back. I think if it gets to the 815 mark, just looking here where the top end of that consolidation was in front of 8, that's going to be the re-entry point. Probably wait for about 805 to 810 if it does want to come back up, and we'll dip back into that short. But one thing that you said there about the airlines and sort of picking what you're comfortable with, businesses that you like, it doesn't hurt. The Delta doesn't have as bad of the debt that I think American does, so it's a good pick for a lot of other reasons as well. And one of the things I like to do when we're trading a space, you'll hear us talk about whether it's the cannabis space or the airlines or certainly the cruise lines, is try to pick one that either has price action that you're comfortable with, whether you're reading the levels or the tape well, or just fundamentally has something about it that you're comfortable with, as opposed to jumping from one name to the other. I see that's what you've been doing, Robert. It just helps to simplify things. I think that's what I like to do in any given sector. As Moderna's looking like it's trying to go, but come on, like why won't it? I thought 84 would break here, Sean, and just off to the absolute races. When you have the range that tight,
let's go
that long, this thing should already be at 85, 86. Let's go.
Here comes Moderna now to the upside here. We get excited. We're reloaded. We took some shares. We are going to seek revenge. And this is something that I don't advise you ever do, Robert. You don't need to get a revenge on a stock or anything like that. But when you're like me, maybe you do. But here we go. Upside right now on Moderna. We were long earlier on there. Loss. Got way too long in the pre-market. Didn't let that thing settle down. All of my trades have been in the pre-market. So right now we go back in. We see some liquidity. We're long right here at 84.20. I was sitting at 84.99. So that just comes up, stops, and touches me. So we'll wait to see if that can come back through. 84.99. We are now long and in charge of Moderna here, hopefully, as we go. So look, we're getting on a little bit long in the tooth here. We are going to have earnings soon. And again, Robert, that's something that I advise a lot of traders look at. If you're looking for volume, you can definitely look to some of those earnings plays. And when we're ready, we'll have those up. And It's funny that you're not stuck in Luckin because thank God you're not still long in Luckin as that one gets halted. Valeria with the earnings. Or is it Brendan? Brendan, what's up, bud?
Yeah, we'll talk about what is coming up, guys, both after market today and before the open tomorrow. One big one on here that's going to be at 7 a.m. tomorrow, and that is going to be one of the retailers front and center there, Walmart, guys, coming out tomorrow.
You got a lot of good names on this one. Walmart, Home Depot, Baidu, we're all going to be watching for sure. I know some people like saying Bilibili. I probably won't be trading that one too heavily. And we're going to be all over some of the vaccine names as always. Those are always going to be in play for me, at least, especially this SRNE. If it's doing this volume, I'm going to be all over it. Just a couple of minutes to go. I'm going to go to Moderna. 87 is the resistance level that I want to be out in front of. So I'll take one leg out in an 85 break and the other leg out at 87. I still have one ad in me if it can get down to VWAP and maybe bounce, but otherwise you want to make sure it holds this 81.50 to 82 range to the downside. So Moderna looks good. SRNE still looks good below that 815 mark to the short side. Sean, what are you working with?
Just ringing it in and flossing it off here. We'll give a floss for Robert. Fantastic show today. Thank you so much for that. 84, 85 now. We run this stock here, Moderna. We're in here, decent shares. So let's see how high we go. Did you happen to see that earnings board there, Robert?
I did. It's beautiful. I
great.
love y'all guys, man.
Thank you for that. What stock, was there anything that maybe, near and dear to your heart? I know maybe Home Depot, you look like a man that maybe does a little bit of work around the house there. Me and my wife pulled a heck of a lot of weeds there yesterday at my place, as well as got my son to cut the grass. So Home Depot looks good to me. Was there anything? There goes Moderna. Let's go 85. But was there anything that looked good on the board for you there, my friend?
I was just enjoying watching your Disney trade. I thought that was pretty cool.
Great, thank you so much. We love that Disney trade as well. We'll hit the cowbell for that one. But right now I'm on Moderna. If it breaks through 85, let's go, baby. Here we go, breaking through 85. We are long 84.20, and yes, seeking revenge, because sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. So we will throw
Sean,
Moderna into
with
the
a nerd reference.
Hell.
I love it. Anyone that knows where that's from, that's a big time nerd reference, and I'm loving that one. I do believe it's one of our most fun times of the day. Valeria's got what day it is today?
Hey guys, first of all, hey Robert, we are very happy that you joined us. It was a great talk, and guys, you can participate also. Send your request at marketing@tradertv.live, and you can also join us. We are really excited to see our trading family and joining us, trading together, just talking. You're all great people so far. And guys, of course, hit the thumbs up. Great day today. We all reached 600. Need like 50 likes more. Please hit the thumbs up now, and of course subscribe to our channel. We are live every day from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. Guys, we are very excited. Our next educational video, Support and Resistance, is available for you now. Subscribe to our educational channel, Market Wisdom by Trader TV Live, and check Support and Resistance video now. I sent you the link on the chat. Write on the comment how do you like that, and what would you want us to make next. Also check out our VWAP video and short selling. And guys, as usual, I'm saying what national day is today. So today is the National Spend Time with Your Relatives Day.
Oh, how nice.
I miss my family in Russia very much, and hopefully soon I will be able to see them. Shout out to my family, guys.
Absolutely amazing. I'm going to give it to you right here, Robert. Anybody you want to shout out? It's National See Your Family Day. Obviously, with distancing and whatnot, we can do calls and we can stay in touch the best ways that we can. Who would you like to shout out?
I'd like to shout out my wife, Chloe, her family that's watching, my family that's watching, my Uncle Cliff, some guys in the chat that are giving me through. We got Thomas Brady. Thank you for the positivity. And Jarhead, Semper Fi, let's go.
Hey, let's go.
I love the community.
On the show when I'm above PDT, and let's go.
One quick
There it
question
is.
before we let you go, Robert. It was a big hit, and I know it helps to see a lot of our viewers on here. If you could give maybe one or two reasons, maybe just your first reason of why everybody should subscribe to the show, because it's very important to us that we get feedback from our viewers, especially someone as important to us as you are. You've been with us since day one, so I just want to give a shout out to you as well. Thank you for the support. Is there one main reason why you're most happy, why you hit the subscribe button, and why most of our viewers should?
Man, I'll try to keep it PG.
Yes.
Keep it PG here. All right. Hey, you got a lot of fake traders. Even to get on the show, you got to get through a couple fake traders and hit the skip as fast as possible.
Right.
You guys trade live. You're not scalping your viewers, which is a big one. People scalp their viewers. Let's be real. 100,000 subscribers. Buy this. They're out before they even tell you to get out. You guys are watching. You're doing it live. There's no hiding anything. And then, come on. You're the nicest guy. And then you got Val, who's pretty chill. Come on.
Let's go. Yes, let's go. Thank you so much. You hit the bullseye.
One let's go. Let me get one let's go. Let's go.
You want one?
Let's go!
Yeah! There it is. Yes, we hit the bullseye. Thank you so much, Robert. We're rocking and rolling here today on the show, and maybe we have a new favorite here. Everybody loving Robert, and thank you so much. Let's get ready to wrap up the show. We're already 3 minutes over, Neil. Let's go.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic one. Thank you so much, Robert, for tuning in. Thank everybody for tuning in and subscribing. Definitely, stay with us every single day, and make sure you're getting that watch list. If you're not, do sign up for it. We cover it in the morning, 9 to 9:30, so you want to be able to follow along with some of these names. Almost everything we've made money on today, actually, everything I've traded today was on that watch list, not a single name absent from that list. So guys, make sure you do that. It's been a fantastic one for the entire team here. Valeria down the line doing an awesome job as always. Sean, I know you didn't get any of that fruit salad because it's a holiday here in Canada. We'll see if we can make up for that at lunch. And Brendan doing a great job as well, as always, professionally done. And for myself,
Brendan, I love you too, man. I love you too. I forgot to
Everybody,
say
there you go, Brendan with the love.
Robert, yeah, buddy.
And I'm going to finish it off with Robert. So for myself, Neil Roberts, and our guest trader of the day, Robert, thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for being a follower of the show. We love the trading community that we've brought here. So I'm going to say the line, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow.